The fuck? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway. Rubber band man. Do 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 do. Hey Polly, what's happening? Hey, it said something about want people to join or join. Can you join? You know, I don't know. You never fucking called me. I sent you a fucking message. I never heard from you. Well, it had some feature, something about go live with others or something. I don't know. Is there a fucking chat filter? Community moderator. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I never have spam, so. What happened to you? Oh, there's Polly. No, not that number. I fucking texted you. Hey, this is Dave. I got a divorce from AT&T. All I can do is report this live, yeah, 3 dots. What the fuck does that mean? Well, hit them. Maybe you guys have to hit it. I don't know how this crap works. Here, wait a second. I just haven't fucked around with the laptop in a while because I got shit tons of fucking legal paperwork on there, and I'm gonna have shit tons fucking more for the rest of my life. We want Mashiach now. Where's Scammy Abat? Of course, I don't know why he wouldn't come in here with Polly, because Polly ain't gonna fucking whack-a-mole his ass. I just want him to feel loved by icing him out of shit. I want to get him sent for a year to a North Korean prison as a joke. That's kind of a fucked up sense of humor I got. Retouch on. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this piece of shit. You're not sure about what? Oh, that's right. You gotta give me a thumbs up. Well, you're not giving me a thumbs up. You're actually anti me. But you're giving a thumbs up for Vladimir Puppet Putin, giving him a hell die. He wants to ass rape Zelensky. You know he does. He's like the only world leader on the planet that knows how. Like our guy, J.D. Vance, Scooter. He was in the media, in the Marines. He's a badass. Who does what? Come on, guys. There's 6 people in here. I want to see. I want to see exactly 6 thumbs the fuck up for Vladimir Puppet Putin and his fucking hell die. Okay, and if you don't like Vladimir Puppet Putin, you can do it for the Big Bag Daddy and Jihadi Johnny. You can give it to them. and their big hoaxer move, the rubber knife thing. Want Zelensky? I'm just making a joke. It's just that Zelensky's like it's like Trump and Putin are his mom and dad, and he's like he's like the illegitimate brother of fucking Scooter. What? Two people left? It's probably Raccoon Man. Well, I don't. Raccoon Man. He's a fucking chomo anyway. Fucking kitty groomer. I don't want that kind of shit around here. Send a link. Well, hey, I could leave you a text message on the other phone, and you could call in. We could have a call in show. How about that? Here, just a second. We'll get Polly on the line. And if you'd like to call in, of course you can at 1-900 Hot Girl. The phone lines are open. They don't mean anything, but let me find Polly. Where are you at? There you go. Here, I'm going to send you a message. There you go. I sent you a message. Robert Redmond, Sunflower Sky, how are you? Oh, Hanzo, all right, my patriot brother in the land down under. You know, Sunflower Sky, you'd like John Hanzo. He's an older Anzac, and he don't like Rick Frood. All right, Sunshine and Robert Redmond, you got to give Vladimir Puppet Putin a hell da. Here we go. You're on the air, caller. This is Caravan to Midnight. John B. Wells speaking.
Oh, yeah. He's got one of the deepest voices I know. Got a great radio voice.
Buddy. No, I don't sound like him either.
He is great. He's one of the few people out there that I admire and pretty much trust to not be trying to play games and stuff.
Oh, hey, maybe I'll try for Sunday early in the morning here, Central Time.
Try what?
Get the laptop fired up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, phones are, I don't know. I realize I used to use just a desktop, and the phones are different. It's, you're restricted.
Wait a second, Polly. I got to answer my chat's question. Sunflower Sky is asking me a pivotal question. I'll read it to the audience. What are your favorite horror movies, Dave? Okay, I will tell you. Lamestream media. That's my horror movie. That's my dumpster fire. I've been watching on Sky News. They're in the UK. Putin and Trump, trying to get their whole family together. They got Scooter, they got him in line, but Zelensky, he's just like the black sheep of the family. He just wants to wear sweats all the time and eat pizza pockets and sit around his house in a scooter and let his leg rot off for $5. I mean, that kind of bullshit.
Now, who's Scooter?
JV Vance. That's Scooter.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. He's too young to be called Scooter.
He was the one that was cut out of on Leave It to Beaver. He was supposed to be another friend of Larry Mondello and Whitey. Remember, Beaver had Whitey and Larry Mandello as his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, them two.
Hi, Mrs. Cleaver. You look nice today.
Hey, did you know Eddie Haskell rounded out his retired as sheriff's deputy in L.A.
He did not.
Yeah,
Did he really?
I didn't know that. Yeah, he didn't really stay into acting. He was a sheriff's deputy.
Wow.
I mean, imagine if Eddie Haskell was leading the SWAT team. How could you take that shit seriously?
I know. Hey, do you know
Now,
they're talking
Eddie, I'm gonna have to call your dad, Eddie.
about they're talking about maybe building a tunnel between Russia to Alaska.
That's
And
all
then
right. That's all right. They're building tunnels under that stupid wall. And the only reason why think say it's stupid because it never doesn't work. Would you like me to give you facts and evidence to prove that?
no, I'll bet they didn't they come up
No,
with a whole bunch.
wait a minute. You're supposed to say, oh no, that don't work. Come on, you're my shill. Like you're almost like I'm like Johnny Carson, and you're supposed to be like Ed McMahon.
Okay, what do you mean, Johnny?
Well, I can sum it up in the Great Wall of China, Hadrian's Wall, the Maginot Line, the Atlantic Wall, the Siegfried Line, and that bunch of bullshit they had there in splitting Berlin into east and west. It didn't really work out, did it?
Well, for the most part, it did to brutalize Eastern Germany.
I know, because you're not English. You don't understand it. The reason why we were trying to brutalize brown people is to civilize them like us British, you know? Brown people go around and brutalize other brown people. It's just so droll. So we go around and brutalize them and sell them off as slaves and things like that, and it'll make them more civilized and more respectable, you know? They can smoke cigars and drink cognac and gin and good fine whiskey and oh, what's that other? Oh shit, I can't remember what that fucking drink is. Oh, brandy. Yeah, brandy.
Okay.
You know, like Winston Churchill, good cigar and brandy. And then go brutalize brown people and to make them more civilized like us British. I'm sorry, if you're hearing that, I'm not really trying to bag on everybody in that.
You did a good accent.
I have a lot of practice.
I don't know what I did.
There was a guy, little homeless guy, older guy. He's 63 now. His name is Daryl, and he kind of he kind of looks like a cracked out Captain John Sparrow. In fact, literally, if he could dress up like that, he could be a busker and do that kind of shit. Like in Hollywood or whatever the fuck. Yeah, we used to do that for something to do while we were hanging out in front of the library.
What, do accents?
Well, no, just because he did kind of an accent, and then I thought he was doing something British, and he really wasn't. He was just doing a funny voice, and because it sounded British, I started doing that shit, and then we kind of sound like those two guys. Remember the two puppets on fucking the Muppet, the Jim Henson, the two old guys in the balcony.
No.
Oh Christ Almighty!
That was after my time, David. I was grown up by then.
Yeah, but there's no reason why you shouldn't know that. It may save your life one day. Oh no!
It was just the grown-up version of Sesame Street. It was freaky. He died of he got a cut on his hand or something. He died of some kind of super bacteria.
Hey, Sunflower, why'd you retract your things?
See, I can't see the chat. Dang it.
Well, I wonder what happened. I don't think I
Ask
pissed.
Sunflower to join.
Well, I can't. Well, she don't know my phone number, and I don't know hers. Oh,
Oh,
and
all
I
right.
don't. I don't know her like that, so I'm not gonna do dumb shit like that. I just wonder what happened. Why she retracted those. What's your favorite horror movie? Yeah, I didn't really give a good answer. Favorite horror movie.
Penny the Clown was a scary one, according to my sister-in-law.
Um, I like Predator 2. No, that's a sci-fi movie. Sorry. I was gonna say that because it's so much like Rick's saving the girl from the Predator and those xenomorphs and shit like that. Oh my.
What
Scary.
about any zombie movies?
Yeah, the original Night of the Living Dead. It's got to be that one. Oh fuck, not Sergio Leone. He's the spaghetti western guy. Fuck, I can't remember.
I never could understand why people even like to watch.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
We found a number. I forget the name of it, but
Hey,
they.
and you know what was fucked up about that movie? They had a strong, positive African American character, and what they do? Some fucking white inbred fucking Klan member shoots him in the fucking forehead through the window of the house. Kind of bullshit is that? And then you got the goofy. Then you got the goofy sheriff on there. Yeah, we just shoot the motherfuckers because they all messed up.
That's Hollywood.
Crap Man, the hero of Hurricane Katrina. Hey, John Hanzo, what's your favorite movie, horror movie? And I want to hear from Robert Redman and Sunflower Sky if I haven't pissed her off and she don't want to talk to me anymore. I don't know why brutalizing brown people is so bad. You know, and I'm trying to make them civilized. Like Catch Patel. He used to be some savage, and in the wilds of India, and we trained him to be more like a British person. More civilized. God save the Green Queen. Harumph.
Now they claim Nelson Mandela is like a hero,
Who?
but I'm pretty sure he brutalized a lot of his own people.
Oh, he's my. You know what it is? They always have these Mandelas or Gandhis, and they always blame it on the wife as the genocidal psychopath.
Well, isn't she the one famous for doing the rubber tire necklace on little white?
No, they were doing that in Rhodesia and Belgian Congo a long time ago.
Mm.
Although, although I think it's still relevant today in certain appropriate circumstances. Like with chomos and rapos and psychopaths and sociopaths and narcissists.
That's right.
Yeah,
They're
there's
right.
five groups I would give two fucks about doing that too. In fact, if I could get away with it, I'd film it and put it on fucking YouTube. Although then they would make you have to age verify so they can steal your data and see what kind of porn and fucking thrill kill shit you're watching on like Rotten.com or Ogrish or any of that shit.
Why? In case you want to join the CIA?
No.
Oh,
Walking Dead.
yeah, I heard about that. I never watched it. I thought it was a series instead of a movie.
I couldn't. I had a hard time watching that shit because I was just nitpicking the fuck out of them.
So
You know, you know what? If Rick and that fucking black guy came back to me and I knew they ran right by a fucking Browning 50 caliber machine gun with a bunch of fucking ammo all over the place, I'd go, "What the fuck did you leave that behind for?" All you gotta do is have one guy fucking pick up one end, the other guy picks up the other end. You both hump a bunch of fucking belts, and then you DD Mao the fuck out of there. That's what the Japanese used to do. In fact,
now, how
the Japanese would actually incorporate in their heavy and light machine guns in the bipods, they would incorporate ways for soldiers to carry the mother. It would be take two guys, but still, it makes it a lot fucking easier.
How
Well,
long
yeah, I
were you?
know.
How long did you get to drive that tank in California?
I never have anything cool come by. You know what? I would actually know how to stop that thing. I learned it two places. You want to know where I learned how to stop a tank without any kind of anti-tank weapons?
How?
One from the Finns during the Winter War of 1940 against the Soviet Union. And in 1943, the Germans made a training film with very experienced combat veterans from the Eastern Front called Meine gegen Panzer, Man Against Tank. And they even had a special, two special, or no, they had a special badge for it. Um, Silver was one, and once you got five of them, you'd get gold. And if you were walking down the streets of Berlin on leave and you were some jive ass German army private and some SS motherfuckers walked up on you and saw, your close combat clasp and that fucking those tank killer tabs, they wouldn't fuck with you because you were a badass. That's a real badass. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Douglas, so much for me being flagged and the FBI waiting. Douglas is a fucking meat sack.
What did he say?
He said he's talking about Nemesis, Douglas, the Marine that lives in near Buffalo, New York, like you.
Huh.
In fact, you know what? I bet he lives in Erie County. That wouldn't shock me in the least bit. FBI, well, he's saying flash my green card. Hey, hey, Hanzo, if you want to become a citizen, let's get married. How about that? You can just for payment, you can just give me a bazooka or something. I'll take an RPG two. I mean, yeah, it's not the seven, but what are you gonna do? Everybody's all hung up on this bullshit in the Middle East. Or better yet, how about a North Korean AK-47? Well, I'm not. No, this is just so you can become a citizen, and then you can open carry in front of Ricky's house. I'm more than happy to. You got a green card. It'll make a sham marriage. Uh, I don't mind. Whatever. We'll figure it out. I mean, we'll just be switch. How about that? Both of us will be switch. That way, nobody's pressured with nothing. And I'm sure we can convince uh, Donald Trump and ICE. Really?
I wonder what countries does the U.S.
Oh,
favor?
wait a minute. Oh, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. He said green card. That means he's kind of sort of a citizen.
Pretty sure that's a
Hey,
temporary
hey,
resident.
you know what, Hanzo? You know you got a green card. We can tell Donald Trump that you work in my Mexican food place. We'll change your name to Juan Jimenez. Or no, no, I'll tell you what. Since he's gone, we'll make you Fernando Valenzuela, and you had 21 home runs last year. Oh, everybody left because there's some other bullshit going on somewhere.
Hmm.
I don't think I pissed her off because I've said a lot of more fucked up shit than that. And, she never given.
You didn't say anything to uh, PC incorrect. PC.
No,
I
I don't know why she did that.
It got dark today at 7 p.m.
Wait a second. He says Homeland Security cut the padlock off his suitcase and slashed all the bags of his coins.
Wow. Is he not kidding?
Well, you know what? Under the Constitution, they're not real law enforcement anyway. They're mercenaries, like the Wagner Group. If you read the original Geneva Conventions, yeah, they're mercenaries. So unless you're a sheriff's deputy, they're all worthless as dog shit.
Yeah, but ICE has been around for a long time. It's just they've been greatly expanded.
No,
So
the government has fucked you, putting these agencies under the Treasury Department, which is bullshit because they have nothing to do with the Treasury Department.
Wow.
That remember Elliot Ness? What was he called? He wasn't called FBI. He was called a Treasury agent. The only two agency there was Secret Service. There was Treasury agents, and then they had postal, whatever they are.
So that's how they make sham agencies. They just put them under Treasury. Covers the bases.
So that's why I'm saying in the Mad Max zombie apocalypse, if somebody says I was law enforcement, they better say they were a fucking sheriff, or they're getting an ice pick in their fucking head.
You gotta be careful what you say.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a zombie apocalypse.
Oh. Which the CDC told us to be prepared for.
Right.
They made a little like a magazine.
Hey, you know what you should do next time? You should just take a big dump, and then when they're rummaging around your shit, and then they put their hand in a big fucking nasty turd that's been sitting in a suitcase for a couple of days.
Oh, man.
I ain't making shit easy for them. I might, and that's I don't really have a whole lot to do because I might not see another court date until next year.
Court for what?
My lawsuit.
Oh. Why not till next year?
I don't know. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna parry all my paperwork. Before the 25th, I filed 2 motions to recuse defense counsel and recuse the judge, and I got a fucking letter back that says, we're denying the recusal, but because he just didn't like the process, but they're giving me another judge anyway, supposedly. But that's all right. I'm gonna fuck that nigger too. You watch. ADA's a motherfucker. It's a motherfucker. Don't you know, baby? Push that button. Your ass gotta go. Talking. Oh, Ricky Crew did unsub me, and so did Abe.
Are you kidding?
You hear that? You hear that, Abe? Both Rick and Abe both unsub me with their fucking channels. They're both a couple of fucking punk ass bitches. Well, I don't get you fucks.
I did see your little Vietnam song.
Yeah, I was making fun because Abe claims that he was in the Navy.
You don't think he was?
Are you kidding me?
Well,
do you also believe that he was a cop?
Probably not. I don't know.
But I don't. You know what? I don't know what they're waiting for. If I was with Putin, I would get together with Xi Jinping, and I would see people like Abe and all this bullshit going on YouTube with frauditors and cops and all the fucked up shit their city count. And we just say, come on, let's go balls to the wall, man. No nuclear shit. We're just gonna go balls to the wall, and they're gonna fold like a fucking taco. You watch. I'm just saying they could take us easy. Russia could come down through sweep through
I
fucking
think if they
Canada.
join together, yeah. Oh yeah. Either
And
one
as
or the
far
other by themselves.
and as far as Taiwan and Hawaii and shit, I wouldn't even bother with that. They could just come. Well, they would have fucking Europe, but Europe's so fucked up right now. What are they gonna do? Sir Keir Starmer, what is he gonna do? Get up in Parliament and be very disgruntled? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure the Russians and the fucking Chinese military are gonna give two fucks about that, huh?
Hmm. Well, now we got Colombia, the whole country of Colombia ticked off at us.
I'm
They're
telling you.
claiming that they killed one of their Colombian fishermen, civilians, like the sixth boat they drone bombed using the Navy, and
And now all the frauditors are going at each other to fight over donations. You got Direct D going at everybody, going all over the fucking place. That guy ain't ever gonna be no fucking politician or sheriff. He's too fucking flaky. What happened to Hanzo? Hanzo!
so I can't see the chat because of I don't know how to do it without. I see like create group. No. What else?
I pinned his comment about the fucking Douglas is a fucking putz just like goddamn Abe. In fact, hey, you know what's funny, Douglas? Or Douglas? Sorry, you're the one that got me on that motherfucker, Hanzo, you motherfucker. But anyway, um, really, look at fucking Abe and goddamn Douglas. Let me ask you this: if you were to go, if Australia was to go to war with the United States, would you be afraid of Douglas, the Marine, and Abe, the fake cop slash Navy guy slash storm chaser slash all? Why does he have he done all this shit? Why does he spend so much fucking time on YouTube posting shit about I was iced out of Discord, or I was iced out of this chat or that chat? UPK! UPK! In fact, Australia or John, if Australia goes to war with the United States, that should be your battle cry. UPK! UPK! Just yell that over and over again, and fucking why'd you what? God damn it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just thought it was a interesting comment. I didn't mean to do that to you. I wasn't trying to fuck you or anything. I hope you is a honorary Anzac to a real Anzac. I hope you would accept my apology. It's very British. It's very British. We're gonna have cigars and cognac.
They
It,
spell that funny.
well, they were gonna make him fucking general over there in Korea, but he was too busy taking it, playing with himself in the bathroom in the mess hall. So they gave it to somebody else. They gave it to Abe.
You heard what I said about Colombia, right?
Yeah, they're pissed off. Well, let them. I'm all.
Colombian president's ready to. Oh, Trump's threatened we're not gonna send you any more money. You're supposed to not be bringing drugs into America. You know, how funny is it that who's the largest drug dealer in the world?
The U.S. government. Oh no,
Yeah,
no, no. I take that back. It's Britain and the U.S. government.
right. Yeah, and so who is going after
Hey,
the narco
hey, you know
trade?
what? And all these dumb motherfuckers that bitch and complain about illegal aliens, they always seem to forget about the United Fruit Company.
What do you mean?
You don't remember the United Fruit Company?
Well, what do you mean, like the regime changes we've done in South of South?
You're getting warm, Polly. You're getting warm. You don't remember United Fruit Company was a CIA front company throughout
Oh,
Central
okay.
and South America to fucking destabilize shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Oh, good at that.
stupid niggers like fucking Direct D talk all this fuck Elliot. Well, he just want money. That's all he's doing the Jew hate thing. When in fact he claimed he goes I'm Czech and Polish, and the area is Silesia, which would be ethnically German. Most Czechs are ethnically German too. That's why Poland was split in half by Stalin, and Hitler was because he wanted the Slavs to do and Hitler wanted all the German people, and and when you
Wow.
claim you're a Slav, do you know what actual place you come from? Would you like to take a guess? You've told me about this place many times.
Serbia, Russia,
No. Here, I'll help you. The ancient kingdom of.
Khazaria. No.
Exactly. Beep, 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 beep. You are our winner.
Wow, are you kidding?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ukraine and Belarus is the ancient kingdom of Khazaria. Smack dab in the middle between. I don't remember the old Russian kingdom and the Persian Empire.
okay. They do
And
claim it's
and the old,
under Russia.
and the no, it's not in Russia. It's in Ukraine and Belarus.
Wow, amazing. And that's the part of the world that the world wants, partly like Europe, and I heard that's why
Yeah,
Europe
and
and America.
wait a second. And John Hanzo, the Czechs make excellent weapons, especially during World War II. The Czechs had the best tank of World War II, and the Germans had it. It was called the Hetzer. In fact, I'd actually, if I was to have a German tank, I would actually rather have a Hetzer over a Tiger. I know it would be worth more, but it'd be easier to find parts, and they were just a better tank, even though it still had it only had a high velocity 75 millimeter to the other high velocity 88, but it was still a damn good tank. It was roomy, low profile, and it was fast, and it was pretty had pretty decent armor. It was kind of like a catch-all, kind of one size fits all.
It's
But
like
yeah, our friend in Apache, Arizona, is come. His relatives come from the ancient kingdom of Khazaria, and he's got running around with the Jew hate,
huh.
playing boom, 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 boom in Tel Aviv. There's some song going around. I don't know if you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you want me to? Ah, fuck, I can't. Oh yeah, I can. I have to.
You're saying he's anti-Semitic?
Well, Khazarians like him are not Semitic. Remember, you know.
Yeah,
He's a fucking Edomite.
they're fraudsters. They claim. Oh well.
There's only one tribe out of all of them that are the scumbags, right? And it's the Edomites, the shitbags.
Esau. Yeah.
Because
Amalek.
real Semitic people are Judahites and what's the other one? I can't remember the one. He's at he
Palestinians.
what's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Judahites and Israelites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they,
everybody else is well. I don't know much. You're the Bible person, but
well, they have a lot.
everybody else is Semitic but them. But they're the ones that
Yeah.
run around. You're
Yeah,
anti-Semitic.
all the Arabs and the Palestinians also
Yeah, they're
are
Semitic.
Semitic.
They're Semitic peoples.
Yep.
And you notice how blatantly on TV they're violating their own law. Thou shalt not cause harm to another Israeli citizen. They don't give two fucks because they're.
Okay, you know what? During that October 7th, at least half of the Israelis killed that day were from Apache Hellfire missiles.
Well,
So, yeah,
that's the thing. They were that was a setup. They let that happen.
their Hannibal directive.
Just
Oops, they
just
didn't
like
know.
just like
You got
just
listeners. IDF soldiers said they were told to stand down.
yeah. Well, no. Wait a second. Now you're getting off in the weeds. I don't give a shit about that. We all know about that crap. But now you make me forget about what the fuck I was gonna say. God damn it.
That they shot on their own.
No. What I'm saying is, it's kind of like the only Israeli official to ever be assassinated, Yitzhak Rabin. They let that fucking happen because
Oh,
he
yeah.
because he was actually a good guy.
Yep, he wanted peace. And he shook hands with
Just
Yasser Arafat right
and
before
well,
Bibi Netanyahu.
isn't he the one didn't isn't he the one that also brokered a deal with Anwar Sadat?
I believe so,
Yeah,
yeah.
and notice how he died shortly after too, huh?
Yep, and you know what? I remember, I remember,
Yasser Arafat was the last one. They didn't get him till decades later.
and that's why Hamas cropped up in Gaza.
Yeah, but
Because they
that's
didn't
yeah, because
want
they
the
made it.
PLO.
They created it. They even admit
Billions,
they you know
billions.
what? They
Yeah,
actually say that, yeah, we created it to try to destabilize the PLO, and nobody seems to pick up on that.
he gets away with just saying it out loud. And the whole thing is one, you couldn't, if you tried to make an awful war, crime, nightmare
You know,
movie
wait.
story, you couldn't do better than what's happened the last 2 years.
But realistic, Polly, you should just accept the world's fucked up and no one's gonna change. Nobody's gonna fix nothing. Just
No, but what's
make
wrong with the wicked
But see,
United Nations?
that's how you win is when you make shit better for you and your family and just fucking just
Yeah,
tell them to
yeah.
fuck off. But
But when I hear my
not.
fellow
But
Americans,
see, you're
oh,
not. You're Yeah, but
yeah,
see, you're not going to Aldi's and getting all that free food, and you're not growing gardens full of vegetables and marijuana like you should be doing.
oh, I grew some tomatoes and some parsley and
But you didn't grow any marijuana, did you?
not yet. No, not yet.
Why? I thought you want to beat the
Oh,
bad
actually,
guys.
you know what?
Don't
I
you
forgot. I was gonna buy seeds.
didn't Hey, let me ask you this. Didn't you ever don't you remember during World War II victory gardens?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what you're doing. That's a victory garden. You're opting out. That's the only way. That's the only way shit's gonna change is when nobody wants to play this fucking game anymore.
Right. Well, I
Everybody
gotta
wants
get
to
some
take their
seeds
shit and go
first.
home.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, Polly. That's how you're just shortening your lifespan by worrying about this dumb shit. You really are.
Kind of.
And for a
Yeah.
you're and that's the thing. I know it sounds derogatory, but I don't mind telling everybody that you're my favorite religitard. I say that as a term of endearment. I
But see,
really
I'm
no.
anti-religious. I'm really anti-religious, but yeah. I am. I don't believe in religion. I know better. I didn't for the longest time. Now I know it's all
Yeah, but
hijacked.
you're still. You mean hyperbole?
No, religions are hijacked. It's supposed to be faith. There's only one.
So you're still a King James person, though?
Well, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Not a religion. Not even Protestant. Not, certainly not Catholic. Jehovah's Witnesses, all that. None of that. Judaism, none of that. It's just faith and Jesus. But yeah, the Bible, because God gave us a way where we don't got to
Oh,
rely on religion.
when you finally came on, I forgot to say, Salam alaikum and shalom.
Salam alaikum. You know, this nurse, she went from Australia to just the last few weeks.
Chick
She said
Scorpion.
they're always so grateful, and I forgot
That
the word.
homo
It's a long.
Douglas
They're
is
always saying
live.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like your child had to get their limb cut off. But
Wait,
yeah, but
wait,
he
wait,
still got
wait,
the arm.
wait a
Thank
second.
you.
Wait a second, Polly.
Yeah.
Hey, Hanzo, I just remembered something. What happened to this wife that was supposedly dying in a fucking care facility? What happened to that? Did she disappear like Chuck did on the first episode of Happy Days? He just like goes upstairs with a basketball and you never see him again.
Shock. I don't
Well,
remember that.
this individual there in your part of the world, we believe that he's been faking this wife thing that's got uh, fucking Alzheimer's or dementia or some shit.
Um,
You mean the blow up
what
doll?
what would be the point of faking something like that?
I don't know. Why does Abe go around telling? Now, Lady Diana, I get it. She's an old lady. She ain't got a whole lot of shit going on. She ain't got a lot to talk about. Nobody wants to hear like old people shit. So yeah, okay. She makes up
Hey,
some.
I'm an old people.
She makes up some stories, and it's entertaining. And Abe's the one that fucked her shit up.
Boy, are you sure she's making up stories though?
Yeah, she's making up stories, but it's okay. That sometimes some people who make up stories, it's okay. See, like Tammy Linlin. I always used to join Tammy Linlin pickle barrel stories, but I guess he's on CCP TikTok now.
Huh.
Hey, is his blow up doll like the one that 0151 had and then got rid of when he thought he was gonna get some bitch and then
Wait a minute.
I wasn't bagging on her. In fact, Hanzo, if possible, I don't have any way to do it. Could you send her $15? She sent me 15 fucking dollars a long time ago, and I never got around to Cash App, and I never got around to sending it to her.
Huh.
Sending it back to her because it was just you might have been there. Remember, I was trying to get Ricky Wan to come up, and I was making fun of donation people, and I said, you got to pay me $30 to let Ricky up, and you got to give it to Robert Redmond or somebody. And
I'm vaguely recalling something like that.
no, I was talking to Hanzo,
Oh, let's say I don't got a good.
but yeah, Tammy Lynn. In fact, I wish they could have got along. They would have been great telling pickle barrel stories together. Like sitting around the old general store and telling some yarns about fucking Paul Bunyan and shit like that. I mean, what's wrong with that, right?
Right.
Here, I'll give people something to look at. It'll look like fucking.
You reminisce about the good old days sometimes.
Well, see, that's why I don't like most people because I have an eidetic memory and most of them are dumb as dog shit.
You're talking about me again, aren't you?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about Karens and Darrens and people who vote and keep believing the Ponzi scheme.
Oh, it's a new.
You know what's
It's a new
funny?
one.
You know what's funny? I've been watching all these fucking beans and bullets motherfuckers and prepper patriots and gun channels, and they're not really too happy about the Trump Bondi Patel Ponzi scheme on the Second Amendment.
Yeah, but you know what? Way too many of them give it a pass.
And you know what?
He's playing
You know what? Trump today told Sky News, "Oh yeah, we got everything America needs in the big beautiful bill." It's like, wait a minute, you fucked us over on getting rid of the goddamn ATF and the NFA Act.
Wait, NFA?
Yeah, NFA was supposed to go away. National Firearms Act of 1934. and then 1968, and then 1986.
Wait,
All
what do you
that.
see?
You were supposed to be able to, as long as you're not a felon, go down to your gun store and buy a machine gun if you can pay for it.
Oh, right. No, that's only for ice. So you're
See,
saying ice is
see,
not even in a...
see. No, what I'm saying is, people bitch and complain about how fucked up the world is, and they're getting exactly what they asked for.
Yeah, MAGA. Hey.
No, 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 no. I'm just not talking about. I'm talking about all the chicanery.
Yeah, yeah.
Dave, I was in the U.S. last week and sent you a message as I had cash and some coins for dye. I needed your address. You mean my physical address? Here, you got a pen. Let me know when you got a pencil. I'll give you all that shit. I'm waiting for Hanzo to get a pencil. What it is, Hanzo, is I don't see all your message because fucking Douglas keeps doing that shit to you. It affects you leaving comments everywhere, and I don't see them all. Sometimes, even if I go to a video, it'll say blank. It won't come up that anything's there. It's only like 5 years later if I go back and look at it and go, oh, John Hanzo left a fucking comment. It's because of fucking you, pedophile YouTube. That's why I don't like any of these.
Would it be different if you used a laptop?
What? What do you mean?
As far as missing messages and that?
No, it's ScrewTube.
Okay.
They're shadowing him because
they're
Douglas.
shadowy.
Yeah, because a gay marine has to make up a fake wife and bullshit about him living in some fucking house all by him. Probably what it was is he had a wife and she fucking left him because he's a fucking drunk, and nobody likes drunks. Like fucking DDT, Derek. In fact, that motherfucker, he's in Michigan. He's an hour ahead of me, like you. And he purposely does like streams 1, 2, 3 in the fucking morning, so I won't show up.
Wow.
But then he'll bitch about, oh, what's the matter, Dave? You didn't show up. You know, that kind of bullshit. You've been around YouTube a while.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and these gun people don't fuck. They're stupid. Just because you got fucking PhDs and shit don't mean you got any fucking common sense. God gave the common fucking
I do like the one guy. He's an actually,
horse.
I forget his name. He's a policeman.
I'll be back in a couple of months. All right. Well, you got a pencil? I'll give you my fucking shit. I'll give you my info. I don't care. I'll tell everything. Remember, I post my unredacted birth certificate. That's how much I don't give two fucks about anything.
Do you know the Guns and Gadgets channel? I forget the guy's name.
Guns and Gadgets.
Guns and Gadgets. He's always just posting on usually Second Amendment news. He's an officer, I think. Oh, I can't think of his name. Starts with a J. He's about the only one I really care to ever here and there try to see.
I watch Mr. Gunner out of Florida because he's not all political. The only stuff political shit he talks about is gun stuff. That's it. You know, bills. Kind of like Copper Jacket TV. That guy used to be in California like me. And he went to Nevada. Then fucking Nevada fucking did gun control, gun grab shit.
There's one female. She did really good stuff. She did some really good ones on the gun stock ban, and it's I think it's called 4Fs or yeah, I think that was the name of her channel. 4F words, something like that. Yeah, there's a few out there, but yeah, most of them. I think a lot of it is just socializing, don't you?
I got after Dave Acton and fucking Alex Jones and Dabu. Yeah, I try to stay away from shill mics.
Right, right. But no, the guns and gadgets one isn't, and that other one I just mentioned. They're just right to the point.
Oh, you gave me your. Oh, so you got all that shit. FOIA request for Douglas's IC3 reports, but that video is gone.
Hmm.
Well, no, that video I had to hide that because Ricky was flagging me. In fact, he's still now Abe's the one flagging me because he's a little fucking bitch. You know what? Abe needs to go to prison in California. He needs to be part of CDC. Maybe he'll turn into a badass, and maybe he'll be on the board of the brand. Could you imagine Abraham Lincoln there as a fucking uh, patched Aryan Brotherhood member? That'd be funny as shit. Maybe he'll be in Shot Caller too. I hope they bring back.
And
I hope they bring back Bottles. I like that character.
Abe Lincoln used to be my hero, one of my heroes.
Well,
Then
no,
I figured he's a tyrant.
no. His name is. He goes by Honest Abe.
You're talking
You
about
know what's funny? I don't know if you know a guy named Bird Robert Thayer, Liberty Bird.
no,
You've heard of him? No.
I don't think so.
I thought maybe you heard about him from people talking about him here. And this other guy, well, he got involved in somebody's fucking uh, court case. He did like an amicus brief thing or some shit, and fucking judge on tape calls him dishonest Abe.
Wait, who did?
The judge,
A real judge?
yeah, he got involved in two YouTubers going at it because
Wow.
he's a Captain Save-A-Ho. He's one of those. He's a crusader. He's a crusader without a clue.
That's kind of funny the judge called him that. Wow.
He's telling them all about a bunch of fucking dumb shit, like what Lady Di's talking about. And she claims that some girl was her granddaughter. It ain't her fucking granddaughter. I mean, like I said, she's just some old lady. It's like no reason to like fucking give her a bunch of shit. It's not like she's hurting anybody, you know. But that's how Abe's just a dumb motherfucker. You watch any of my, you've seen him up there in my little shorts, right? The young guy. He's like 40, 43.
No, I've heard him on some of your chats. I remember hearing him talk.
What kind of 43-year-old man likes to fucking take pictures with fucking wands from Harry Potter and post it on his fucking page?
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
Okay, that was why I couldn't send the package to you when I was in the U.S. I tried to find a video. Yeah, it was fucking Ricky and Abe have been flagging my shit because they're pussies. Yeah, okay. It was Tonic's case, but Robert or Liberty Bird was involved in it. What happened is Robert Thayer, he's a nutcase, and he went all the way to Colorado to Kansas to fucking go confront this little punk ass. And this other guy's just riding around with a skateboard. He comes up close to him and he just puts his hand on his face, curled like like you would a lover or something. And he was like, I mean, and they're like making a big deal out of it, like it was an assault and battery or something. Yeah, he was a defendant. That's what you call over there in the Commonwealth countries in your court. You call it respondent, right? You don't go defendant, plaintiff. You they say a lot of like over there, a lawyer is a barrister.
And you wear a wig. Well, you used to, if you're part of the proceedings.
I should send you a picture of that faggot judge that fucking I'm gonna ruin his fucking. Well, there's two of them I'm gonna ruin there. I'm gonna try to ruin two judges' lives, but I'm gonna be lucky if I get one. Because there is no immunity from the Americans with Disabilities Act or ILSC 750. There's no immunity in the state of Illinois from harassing or abusing a disabled person either. I'm going to fuck them. I'm gonna fuck them. I'm gonna ass fuck them. I'm gonna mouth fuck them. I'm gonna do all that shit to them. I'm gonna treat them like a filthy whore, and I'm gonna take all their fucking money and ruin as many of their fucking lives as possible. So when I go to my forever home, it ain't the first people I've gotten fired or had to resign. You know, when I went to court on September 25th, I went there. That the judge's count, the entire calendar was gone. Nothing scheduled. It was all I fuck. You know how goddamn expensive that. I cost other people money that had court dates that are hiring attorneys. I'm going after him. I'm going after him. Full fucking bore, man. This is like Stalingrad. There is two men enter, one man leaves. There is no fucking. I'm gonna legally butt fuck them upside down and right side up. A barrister is a counselor. Lawyers instruct barristers. A senior barrister is a king counselor. I've heard of that. I don't do they use that in New Zealand and Canada too? I know in the UK, Scotland and Ireland, they use those terms, but I don't know about Canada. I don't know much about court stuff in New Zealand and Canada. It's a Commonwealth country and part of the Five Eyes
What?
program. I don't.
What's
I wouldn't see where they wouldn't do that.
What's the British Registry? What's that full acronym for attorneys in the U.S.?
You want to know? I looked that up. You know what they want to claim that is?
What?
That term was coined. The bar is coined to that little bar that separates where the attorneys sit and the audience.
Ah,
Supposedly, if you go look that up in motherfucking Wikipedia, that's what it's gonna say that means. It's a symbolic, and I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
well, I've heard that when they say you sit on the bench, that's supposed to mean bank. It's like a code for bench means bank.
No, really. When you think about it, in your free time, go to Google and put in there. Go. What is the acronym for bar? Yeah. And it's gonna say it's gonna tell you there is no anachronism. It's a symbolic thing for the divider between the spectators and the people participating in the court.
Wow.
That's what their fucking excuse is for that.
A lot of this stuff is papal. It's papal, maritime, all that. They think they can just play games with words and definitions and reality.
You know what? I find it interesting. I looked up the I wanted to really go off into the weeds and look up the history of law, and it goes back to Greece, to the first leader of Greece, Solon. Isn't that kind of interesting that his name is very close to socialism, and
Hmm,
that if you look at ancient Greek law, it was very socialist.
interesting.
I just find that interesting that the person that supposedly invented law in Greece was named Solon, which is very close to socialist.
Yeah, but technically, there's always been law. Law of the jungle, law of the street,
You know that, yeah, but that don't count. I'm just saying the
political organized law.
yeah, the horse shit.
Yeah.
I just
And
find I just
all
you know,
those.
meanwhile, and they say, you know what? That's admissible in the court because it's circumstantial evidence. And me being a property and evidence clerk, I'm very much about chain of custody and preserving evidence. You know, you know what? When I worked at that fucking high school district, you know when I found weapons and drugs, you know they just want me to fucking hand it off to somebody, and I'm all like, no, I'm not gonna fucking give it to you unless you sign that you took it from me. And they're like looking at me. I was a property and evidence clerk in the San Diego County Sheriff's Office, dumbass. And there's something called chain of custody, and I'm not gonna give it.
Listen,
You have two
yeah,
choices. You either sign that you took it, or you go call a cop and I go give it to them.
yeah. Listen, our local priest, the gun he was suicided with, um, turned out to be a gun that he helped one of his parishioners turn over to a detective or policeman, um, like 15 years earlier.
Hey,
That was supposed to be destroyed.
hey, was it Adam Lanza 3.14?
No. But
Instead,
I mean,
we'll just say Adam Lanza and put the pi symbol. You know, kind of like Prince. He went by a symbol for a
yeah.
while. Man, I miss Charlie Murphy. His stories were great about Prince and fucking Rick James. Unity, bitch! Bam!
Have you ever heard of, was it Mr. Ballins, an ex Navy SEAL? He just does
No,
crime stories.
oh,
He actually does a pretty good job. He tells stories that people give him uh, about events that happen and really crazy stuff, sometimes freaky.
oh, okay. I thought it was somebody who was an ex Navy SEAL that turned like a um
Mercenary.
no you know the crime was it Hanzo? What's the crime community? I don't remember the technical name for it. I'm not.
Oh,
What is
well,
that? You know where they're going?
and a
True
lot of his
crime.
stories
True.
are about like,
Right. True crime community. I thought he was just some
yeah.
fucking true crime writer, and I'm like thinking, what the fuck does a Navy SEAL know about fucking detectives and shit like that?
No, he just basically narrates stories that people give him. He investigates a bit, gets the story down, and then he narrates it.
I don't know. I can't wrap my head around those kind of people.
No, I'm telling you, a lot of those stories are.
Unless they're willing to renounce their service.
It's like regular people and their stories and things, events that happened. He just does. He's pretty careful at vetting the stories.
See,
Yeah.
no, I don't care about that. I mean, I'm talking about his service in the military.
Oh, I don't know. He probably does explain.
I'm sorry, Polly. I can't wrap my arms around somebody who willingly participated in international criminal activity and war crimes. I'm not gonna
Well, I
welcome
heard
those.
that in Katrina, it was Navy SEALs that helped breach
I don't
the
give two
levees.
fucks.
Yeah.
If
Well,
Stalin came by and gave you fucking bus fare, are you gonna forgive him for all the fucking shit he was involved in? No, you're not gonna do that, are you?
no, no.
Or a Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody like that. there's just some people that don't,
Right.
that's why I said
Well, because we
I
got
won't
full justice.
if you signed on the dotted line, unless you're one of those people who are willing to renounce what confess your crimes and
Yeah.
what's that
I think Dahmer did though, David. I think he
no,
was
I'm
one
not
that
talking about that. I'm talking about people in the military participating in a criminal organization.
yeah,
I
following
don't
orders.
I don't know about you, but these niggers aren't killing in my name. I can do my own killing, thank you. In fact,
Yeah.
I've already proved that. A lot of these people on YouTube won't even fucking FOIA request shit from the Decatur PD. I haven't posted any of that shit. I'm not in the right mind to deal with that crap right now. But
Well, that's why the
they
military
they
wants to get
they
you
they
gone.
they don't realize they don't believe me that I beat the fuck out of a motherfucker and stabbed him 6 times. And the only reason why I stabbed him 6 times is I was trying not to kill him. I used it just for pain compliance. In fact, I told him so much information the officer that was taking the report didn't really. It's like, oh, are you done yet? They was like, oh, they didn't want to fucking hear it because I was very descriptive of what happened. In fact, I have. I don't know what they. I don't know what's on the disc, but I did FOIA request all the body cams from those officers that were on scene. I did do that. You're gonna see me at the hospital and a fucking EMTs, checking my body because I only said my hand, but they got to check, make sure you didn't get stabbed somewhere else and you don't know it. No, Hanzo, go to the Decatur PD and a stabbing in apartment 209 by a David William Munchauer was the victim, and you FOIA request that, and you'll have to pay $1 for the CD. Well, it was 50 cents, or was it 75 cents? But then it went up to $1, and I don't know if they're gonna change it. And wait till you hear the next FOIA request I sent him there, Hanzo. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Hey, you know what, Hanzo? I already sent Decatur PD a long time ago a FOIA request on what their policy was on citizens using legal and lawful reasonable force or legal and lawful deadly force against one of their officers or officers acting outside their legal authority. I have it in the envelope still in the room. I've never looked to see what they wrote me. I did that to the Decatur Library because I was having problems with them, and I did that to the City Hall, and they don't want to fuck with me. And now the court across the street's learning that I'm not somebody to fucking play with. I really not. You want to honestly know why I didn't kill that motherfucker? Because I wanted him to know something, that there's things worse than death. He was 21 at the time. I already knew he had dope on him somewhere, and they would get it. But he was 21. He was like literally like fucking rebel, same size, except cuter. And I wanted him to know fucking Bubba up his fucking ass every night. I don't know what I think I know what he got. He was charged with they DA is really in the PD. They don't fucking contact victims at all here. They're pieces of shit. But oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, that motherfucker. He's a cutie pie. Bubba and fucking Chad and Jeremy. They're gonna love passing him around for chips and soups. I got he got aggravated battery with great bodily injury because he stabbed me in the hand. They didn't get him on robbery or kidnapping or all because I don't think they believe. I think they believe that there was some sort of drug deal going on here. And it's like first they, well, was there drugs involved? And I go, I don't do street drugs. I go ahead. I even told the cop. I go when I think I told the cop when the EMTs come here. I go, yeah, fucking test me. I don't do street drugs. In fact, I think I was dry. I don't think I had any fucking weed either. And had any. I think at that time I'd fired my pot dealer. But he got aggravated battery with great bodily injury, and he got possession of methamphetamine above 5 grams. No, he's just some fucking punk kid from said he was from Springfield, Illinois. I don't know much about him. I know his name. I don't remember his name, but I got a piece of paper he left. He put his name on it. It's from the welfare office. It's an old envelope from the welfare office that fell out of his pocket. But then he's writing all kinds of fucking weird uh I don't know if there's Bible verses in there and shit, but it's just some fucking rat. It's like, it's your typical Manchurian candidate setup,
Sir Ann, Sir Ann.
with the black backpack and the 33-page manifesto that they seem to find at every fucking crisis actor scene they got going on. E from Truth Virus. But I'll do that, Hanzo. This weekend, I'll find that envelope and I'll film it. You can read his fucking name if you want to look up this motherfucker in Illinois Corrections. What just fucked up that they don't contact you here because a you as a victim you have a right to speak, and two you can ask for a restraining order. But they don't get it. They're fucked up here. Target of opportunity. He was gonna go out. He was gonna go after Daryl. I came by the library. He was a home. Well, they got a house for him now. I mean, until the money runs out. But he's out. He was sleeping out in front of the library there, and I was bringing him a soda. And this fucking dude I didn't know was there, and he was kind of fucking weird. And I knew he was kind of spun. And uh, I wanted to go fucking home, and then he asked to borrow. Heck, I call somebody, and and then he goes, "Well, the phone's mine now," and he pulls out a fucking knife. And then I don't know how we did. We walked down to the fucking casino just down the street there. And I wasn't worried about going because I wanted to go there because it was a place that had cameras. And then somehow we wound up back towards the light. He wanted me to. Wanted to take a fucking shower, and so he knife point makes me come back here, and I really couldn't fight that motherfucker on the street because it was really windy and rainy outside, and there's fucking ice all over the fucking place, and I go, I'm gonna fall down and fucking hurt myself, and this motherfucker's gonna he's gonna have easy pickings. So I go, I'm thinking in my head, I don't want to bring this motherfucker back to my place, but I really don't have any other fucking choice. And I was kind of hoping on the way somebody would see me with this motherfucker. Because what I was going to plan to do is if there was people there, as we walked in the door, I was going to just slam this motherfucker's head up against the metal door frame of the security door and just tell him to call the fucking cops. But there was nobody there. There was nobody there by the door and nobody in the lobby. And I'm like, okay, I'm fucked. I'm just gonna have to fucking bring him up here, and that's what I did. And he wanted to play psychopath for 2 or 3 hours, and it didn't work out for him. I mean, he wanted me to come in here. He wanted me to come in here and sit in the dark on the corner of my bed, and then another time he wanted me to go into the shower, take off all my clothes, and go into the shower. And then and he's like looking around to see if there's any cameras anywhere. So he had fucking ideas in his head. And I knew this, and I was just waiting for the. I didn't really know when the right time was going to come, but I knew it was going to come eventually. And I kept trying to talk him into just take my money and take my shit and just fucking go. And then he's running around talking all this crazy shit, you know how the tweakers do. And he kept swing. He had his knife in the hand in his hand, but he kept walking behind me and going towards my big bay window. And I was thinking real hard about shoving that motherfucker through my window to the street below. Which I wouldn't have shed a tear for that nigger. But somehow in my and you know what? I did this not knowing that apparently there's a castle doctrine here in fucking Illinois. As much anti-gun and anti-defend yourself they are, apparently there's a castle doctrine here in Illinois. And I did what I did, not even thinking about that. I'm just gonna do what I do and like let the chips fall where they may. because because I knew in my inner I did the I told him just shit just like a cop would explain when they're on the witness stand for excessive force or officer involved death shooting. You know, stop! Show me your hands! Stop resisting! That's what I did. The whole time I beat the fuck out of that motherfucker and was stabbing him. Um, for paying compliance. That's all I was very calm, and that's all I said is show me your hands, stop resisting. I didn't say fucking hands. I just said, just like a cop, show me your hands, stop resisting. I gave them cop answers, and they liked that. In fact, it probably helped me that I told them I worked for an agency too. And the only reason I know they about any of this is because when I was finally brought back here, I had to wait for another officer that had something they took off of him and had to come back. And there was an officer waiting for me waiting with me because I didn't have the key to lock the door. He's basically like, protecting me, I guess. Gives him some free time. I wasn't gonna give. Um, I asked him how he was, and they answer, "Oh, he's gonna be okay." And I go, "Oh, that's good." And I go, "Yeah, we're not gonna." He says, "Yeah, we're not gonna." I know this doesn't mean anything because cops gonna lie to you. He says, "We're not gonna press charges against you, Mister Munchauer." And I think I said something like, "Well, I didn't ask because of that. I mean, you kind of gotta understand it. Stabbing somebody isn't something you do every day. It's."
But wait, don't you
Yeah,
think that he had a history?
exactly, Hanzo. I cop-splained exactly. But see, I wanted to be very conservative about my use of possible deadly force because the situation was I knew he had a knife. I didn't know where it was, and I didn't know if it was open or folded. And that's why I told him, I said, I'm trying to hold this motherfucker saying this while he's with his jacket, his fucking hands. And I said I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about the knife, and I go since I think I told him since I didn't see it open anywhere and with it in his hand, I opted to be very conservative there again with my use of force, which I could have done more, but who the one thing about fucking killing somebody, even in a self defense thing, they could literally bring that shit up at any point in my life till they shovel me into the fucking ground. If you kill somebody and they have not charged you and you have been not found not guilty, you can be prosecuted at any time for that death. You will have that hanging over your head for the rest of your life here in the United States.
always heard that if somebody is trying to do you harm at your back door, you drag them. If you gotta shoot them or kill them with deadly force, you drag them into your house.
No, that's in Colombia. That ain't gonna with all the CSI shit. They're gonna know you moved them, and they're gonna call that tampering with evidence.
Well, yeah, today I'm talking a few decades ago.
Well, yeah, back in the day it was easier. You know
But
that's
is that,
you know
is that
what you
not
know
the
that's
castle?
actually the law in fucking Colombia though.
Hey, but I don't know how you went through that. That's like, wow.
Yeah, exactly, Hanzo. No statute of limitations unless you've been found not guilty.
Don't they have to make a decision?
No,
guilty or not guilty?
Even it, you could walk up to you could. Let me ask you this: you think that if Trump's even though he's a felon, he still packs a gun. You know it. Honestly, he could go up to somebody, fucking pop him right in the fucking head, and you think they're gonna prosecute him?
That's exactly what he
might. They're gonna showboat it, but they're gonna spin it away. They're not gonna. They're even though they're on. They're all part of the same. They're all controlled opposition. It's like this bullshit with Prince Andrew. Okay, well, how come they? He's done dirty shit with his fucking chomo. That's all you're gonna do to him is take away your title. You know what they want to try to charge him on? That he got his police guard guy to dig up dirt on the lady that unalived herself. That's the only thing they're just talking about it, but they ain't gonna do it. They're just gonna kick him out of that fucking place, and then it's like he never fucking existed. In fact, what is it, Harry or the other one that's gonna be after Queen Charles? Andrew. Oh, that's no, he can't be king. It's one of Charles. They don't do it that way anymore. It's Charles' oldest. That's why the third one fucked off all their royal shit. Period, because they're like, I'm never gonna be king, so fuck it. I think he lives in Canada. William. Yeah, William. He's gonna be the one that's king. He's already said, yeah, when I'm king, that motherfucker's it's like he's never existed. Which he's no fucking saint, isn't it? Isn't he a packy basher and he likes to run around dressing like Hitler and shit and thinking it's funny? And not even the lamestream media ever fucking really hassled him about it. Because he was also caught on tape when he was in the army talking shit about Pakis and black people and shit, Africans and shit. He's a racist motherfucker.
His wife is the one who dressed Kate Middleton, dressed up as Rosemary's Baby dress when they had their baby.
Yeah, she's a fucking whore too.
Yeah, no, but they're all sick. They got the front. They're Nephilim. I don't know what you call them. Scum of the earth. I don't know what else you call them. Oh, and aren't most of the royal British are German, right?
Yeah, they're German. All the European monarchs are Germanic. All those European wars, it's all family disputes. That's all it is.
Yeah. If we only learned real history in school.
They want to teach you it's okay to be a make up whatever your sex is cat. That's okay. Mental illness is okay.
Listen, when I call the utility company to pay my bill, what's your name and how do you want to be addressed? So I ask them, like, what's this about? What do you guys, why? Oh, well, we're told we can lose our jobs and our company
you know what? really freak him out and tell him you can address me as boss nigger. That was a black exploitation
I
movie.
gotta remember that one.
That was a black exploitation movie from the 70s. It was a western. It was called Boss Nigger. I don't remember which football player played the.
I'd love to actually. That'd be funny. This is my name, but you can call me this.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, I would do that. You know when the frauditors do the fucking I don't identify, and the cop wants to go. Oh well, what do you want me to call you? I would say that. Call me Boss Nigger.
It's only funny because it's funny, but yeah. I mean, I don't like saying that word. That I don't like derogatory terms, but
But it's not. You know what
the
it mean?
whole
You know what it means? You know,
black.
you know where it comes
No,
from. If you know anything about etymology, not entomology, because that's
well, no,
bugs.
Negro means black.
Yeah, I know. Negro Modelo. It's a really good beer.
Yeah,
Just like
Blanca, Blanca.
doce que es negro. It's good beer. I like it. Um, no, nigger comes from niggardly. It means cheap, thrifty, miserly. It means you're a stingy fuck. That's what it means.
Huh.
And the
Interesting.
only the only reason back then they would call him nigger is because they're again from the Spanish negro. In fact, Claudia, you remember me talking about Claudia, right?
No,
God damn, that fucking stroke really did fuck you up, huh?
Claudia does not ring a bell. No.
Why? I told you I was engaged and well, I was with her 9 years, and we were engaged six
Is
years.
that what you called her? Because Claudia.
No, 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 no. She we were at a hotel eating breakfast one time, and we were talking down there. We were talking about and and she was telling me to spend, and she goes just yeah, negro people. And I go, yeah, if you live with me in the US, forget you ever heard that word. She was very pretty and very charming, and I really wanted her to be. That's what she did. She was a notary, which it ain't a big deal here, but it is there because of all the fraudulent documents. Being a notary down there is actually a big deal in Mexico. Um, but she also did legal translation and for people who want to become citizens of Mexico or live there or have a business or something. She worked in that field, and when she came up here, my mom was like introducing her to everybody because the courts had translators, and she could have got a job there. Well, they got rid of them shortly thereafter, so that but the network. And she could have gone to law school and become a judge, and then my wife would have been a judge.
See?
And I could have I I I could have manipulated that power from behind the scenes. in
You
fact,
lost your
in
golden
fact,
opportunity.
when she was in family downtown, me and her went to the court building, and we went met my mom at the courtroom, and my mom said, "Yeah, I asked my judge, and she got to put on the robe and sit on the fucking bench, and I took some pictures of her, and man, she looked hot.
Wow.
I didn't even tell her. I go. Hey, when you're a judge, I can come by at like lunch, and we can, yeah.
What do those judges wear under that robe? Yeah.
she
Sort
was.
of like kilts. Yeah.
There were a couple of William and Kate. Said you knew her address. No, I know she's in Tucson. I mean, I can figure out. I mean, it's not hard. They're a country in Africa. Yeah, not well. No, it's called Niger. Yeah, they call it Niger. They don't call it because it's only got one G. They don't call it nigger. They call it Niger.
Aha, it never dawned on me. Niger. And you get Nigeria. But that might not.
No, it was me when we were talking about the nigger thing. Yeah, it's not the country of Niger.
Well, then I heard it's like a bundle of six is what they. Wait, no, I got that wrong. I got that wrong. Another derogatory. Yeah.
Inspector.
Gotta get my derogatory terms straight.
You know where the word fuck comes from?
No.
Would you like to know?
Yes, I would.
It's German for the word for frustrated.
Ah. I thought it was Italian.
Frickin' or something. No, the word fuck is not derogatory at all, and neither is the word nigger or a lot of other fucking shit.
Menge. I think that's what they say in Italian.
The Swishy Army Ranger I knew, Thomas Edward Hofer, who lives in Oak Island, Washington. Oak Island or Oak something, Oakdale Island, some kind of fuck. It's northwestern Washington. That motherfucker. What was I gonna say about him? God damn it!
You gotta start swearing and stop taking God's name in vain.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's kind of a term of endearment for me. How I like refer to you as my favorite religitard.
Yeah, but God tells us not to take his name in vain.
You know what? If he's got a problem with it, he can take it up with my risk management. The complaint
thing is, you got all these words you can say, all these cuss words, curse words, all this stuff. You just don't take God's name in vain.
I don't remember what I was going to tell how the Swishy Ranger got. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Swear words and yeah.
Oh yeah, frustrated. It's German.
But it's funny. Almost every language has.
But I don't know how he came into the story. I had there was something to segue into, but I don't remember. Fucking ho. You know what? There was a professional killer that he was afraid to put his fucking hands on me too. I mean, honestly, with my cop encounters, Polly, are you surprised it hasn't? I haven't been involved in something that lands in national news.
Maybe a little, yeah.
The way I seem so eager to come commit aggravated battery against me, motherfucker. You know the one at the post office in Whiteheath, not the other one. Officer Alexander, he actually went to college on a wrestling scholarship, and he was afraid of me. Because that's the thing. They see. I was smart in the beginning. I grew up in Ronald Reagan, fucking the 1980s. You know, the Cold War. We're about to fucking light the world on goddamn fire, kind of shit. And that's no shit. When I was like late 10 years old, if I kept up my grades, if I didn't get in trouble, did my chores and crap, my dad would spend $3.95 every month on a Soldier of Fortune magazine for me. He didn't shelter me from the ills of the world. How many 10-year-olds do you know that know about Big New Brzezinski and what he was doing over there with Osama bin Smoking?
Probably 27.
I told that army recruiter about that after my ASVAB test. That's why they were after me for so long. he was about 25, 26, and he was a first lieutenant that they sent because I had quality. They wanted to send me to OCS in West Point so fucking bad. They literally bugged me every goddamn week for 3 years. But I would tell him all about that shit, all about my thoughts on asymmetrical warfare and tell it, I had my knowledge on propaganda and psychological warfare and all this kind of fucking shit.
Yeah, they wanted to recruit you to probably the CIA, but who knows?
Yeah, but honestly, what were they thinking giving me keys to the Pentagon?
Oh boy.
Let me ask you this. If you had the keys to the Pentagon, would you ever let me have possession of them, even for a second?
No.
See? You're smart. You know better.
Son of a gun, yeah.
You know in your mind that if somehow I got stuck being born in fucking North Korea and I was one of those generals and I could get close to that motherfucker, I'd stick him just like they do like I'd shiv him just like in prison. You know that. You know I would do that, huh? You would be pretty confident that I would kill that motherfucker
I think so, yeah.
if I could get close to him.
No, but my
And
friends,
you know what? That's what's so funny about it. When they hit you like that in prison, you don't even see it coming. I mean, unless you got like some sort of sixth sense kind of shit. Like those nom guys would develop. When they're in the nom and they just think something's weird and they don't. They go tell their lieutenant,
like
"Fuck you. We're
senses.
we're gonna do it this way. Is how we're gonna do it. Something ain't right."
Right. Yeah, but you got powers that be.
Oh, really?
People in this world, they go around scouting, just like people scout
Hanzo,
for
I was
football athletes.
I was September 27th. I'm very much a Libra male. I I don't know why I'm so violent and so hostile and
The government loves to
ready for
corral like-minded people that they think that they can inform that'll fit their agenda.
In fact, those times I sat in a holding cell when I was waiting to be booked in San Diego Central, I would go sit there in the corner because I want to watch the whole fucking room. I want to know who comes and who fucking leaves. And I was ready at any fucking moment to just start fucking grabbing somebody and banging their fucking head into that hard goddamn bench. I don't give two fucks. Hey, you know what? And two, a lot of things they don't tell you. Just because you're in a correctional facility here in the United States, you do not lose your right to reasonable force for self-defense. You do not lose that. You just don't put your hands on staff. What you do to prisoners, you work that out later. I was ready, Freddie. I still can't remember why I was going to bring Ho-Ho into that, but whatever. Oh, I know I did because he's a pussy, like fucking Rick. And this guy's a trained killer. He's part of 2nd Ranger Battalion. He's older than me. He's 4 years older than me. He's 56 right now. He was in 2nd Ranger Battalion in Iraq. He was attached to a helicopter platoon. It was to fly him into places so they could guard shit. So intelligence guys could come in, to keep souvenir hunters and shit like that out of there. That's what his fucking job was. But I just, that's another why when I went into the San Diego County Sheriff's Office, it's like, after that experience, I have no fear of anything really, other than I'm a big pussy when it comes to flying. I'll admit that. I don't want to go on no fucking plane. I went flying down here for her, and for some reason, it just seemed, I had this feeling in my head that it's like flying is bad juju for me. It's like playing Russian roulette. Eventually, you're gonna find the one. Yeah, I don't fuck with her at all. You notice she keeps talking about me, like when she was clipping my shit for Ricky. I saw, and I only know that because of a Ricky video. She said, "Oh, King Nine's pissed off at me because I clipping his shit." It's like I don't even talk to her. I don't talk to her. I'm not subbed to her. I don't want to fuck with her. I tried it one time. I went up. Ricky told her to kick me off. She did. I'm like, I'm done. Yeah, I know. Well, some people got better. Well, are you flying Qantas? You know, Qantas is the only airline that's never had an air accident. Or they've never lost a plane to an air accident.
Unlike Boeing.
But,
Yeah.
well, although, you know what? Even with this bullshit going on, I would actually fly on the Israeli Airlines El Al. I would do that. I'd feel safe on that thing. For sure.
What? Bibi would love an Israeli airline to go down. Blame it on Hamas. Are you kidding?
Well, I'm just saying in past, it just seemed like in the past that
Yeah.
it would have been a safe bet. I don't know now.
Yeah. In general, yeah, but yeah.
And what does that say? What does that say about the IDF to even fucking listen to him on that stand down order?
Well, a few squawked, but not many. And yeah,
But
what the
see,
hell?
that's the thing. Only a few.
That means
And
they
they
all
didn't.
get together.
That means they got those people thoroughly brainwashed, huh?
They all agreed because it would bring on the next 2 years that did the genocide that it did. So yeah, most of them are complicit, as is Trump, as
Yeah,
is
but
Yeah.
but how are you gonna stand down as somebody's coming at you, lobbing missiles at you and shit? And
who
that's
was robbing me.
that's another thing I find suspicious. You know the people living on the kibbutzes that got attacked. Didn't anything pop up in their stupid fucking brain when the IDF pulled out and took all their weapons with them? I mean, the weapons that the civilians are allowed to have. Didn't they get any kind of fucking clue?
Right.
Especially when you run around for the last fucking 80 years talking about the Holla hoax. And it's gonna never happen again.
Never again.
But they let their troops abandon them and take their weapons, and they didn't try to like in fucking Hawaii. Most of those people just oh well, I'll just stay here because they said so. You know what? I don't even on a human level, even if they had that the Holocaust numbers are real, which I don't know how you kill 2,200 plus people every minute of every day for 6 years while you got three front war going on and all the other shit going on. I don't know logistically how you make that work.
Well, you bomb the food supplies.
No. How in these death camps they talk about how the fuck do you murder 22 plus 100 people every minute of every day for 6 years? How do you do that? That's a lot of work.
A lot of the deaths were the last 3 months of the U.S.
That's
UK.
a lot of work.
Yes, it is. It is.
Especially when you really don't have gas to spare. Trucks and trains are very important.
Power. That's right.
Trucks and trains and power are very important for the war effort, huh? Especially since you're fighting on the Western Front, the Eastern Front, and in Africa.
Well, that's where fluoride and starvation comes in.
Well,
But
that's another thing. In all those pictures and videos of that, I've never seen dead women and children anywhere. They're all younger men. They're the ages of probably 16 to 60. You know, all anybody that can be used in a war effort. They're all military aged men.
yeah,
Doesn't that strike you as funny? That when you see those piles of bodies, that they're all military aged men. And look, you don't see gunshots. You don't see, well, it is black and white. You don't see signs of asphyxiation from gas poisoning. And that's another thing. Okay, you build murder mills and you're going to use poisonous gas. Why would you put it right next to administrative buildings, soldier barracks,
right, right.
other inmate, inmate barracks, things like kitchens, crap like that? Why would you put gas chambers right next to that shit? Don't you think they would be down the road somewhere, so if something goes wrong, you're not going to kill a bunch of fucking people your own people by accident?
It's no different than today. They're controlling the media.
Yeah, I
News.
understand, but yeah, I know. That's why I call the general population. I call them zombies, or I call them generic cats because they are. They're generic cats.
Yeah, but
Or
wait,
they're
what
fucking
did we
zombies.
learn in school? And what have we learned through TV and movies? I mean, it's been
Yeah,
drilled into our
yeah, I
minds.
know. That shit was drilled into me, and I didn't buy it.
Yeah, but you were a critical thinker. Not everybody.
Yeah,
That's why they fluoridate us.
there
Yeah.
aren't very many of those on this planet, are there?
All you got to do is be able to tell the lie big enough, long enough, and there, boom.
Now you understand why I'm very much in favor of eugenics programs if they're done right. It says it right there in the Bible, separating the wheat from the chaff. Remember that?
Yeah, it's not quite eugenics. That's justice, but yeah.
Same shit. It's separating the garbage from what you want. Isn't that what chaff is garbage?
Yeah, but that's God's justice. Eugenics by man is you take the good people and
Yeah, but
those are the ones to go after.
but who's to say? And I'm not saying I'm not gonna have that kind of juice to do any dumb shit. And even if I did, I don't know if I'd do it or not. But I'm just saying, if there was something, how when who know when how do you know that that individual wasn't being divinely guided? You know, a proxy.
Because throughout history, most of the groups of people that have been killed are God-fearing people.
Yeah, but from what I remember in the Bible, the flood was supposed to be the last time that he would do something like that. It kind of left for speculation. If that was to happen, it's going to be through a proxy. And who knows? Uh, this divine being, and there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, who's to say that he wouldn't manipulate the Prince of Darkness to do his dirty work for him? Makes sense, right? Plausible deniability.
Wait a minute, who are you talking about?
I'm just saying, I who
Not talking about God.
who said, well, if God wanted to do something to punish us, why not just manipulate Satan and have him do it. So it's on his fucking bullshit. Alabama is using a gas chamber for unaliving humans. Yeah, some states use the gas chamber still. Um, a lot of them have gone to lethal injection. Some have more than one. Uh, there's a couple of states that still have firing squad and hanging an electric chair.
Electric chair they like. They love the electric chair. And lethal injection. That's what all our babies are given.
Well, my thoughts are why spend the money on that? Why not? Why not hand them over to NASA to shoot them into space and fucking um, if whatever space is, for experimentation purposes, instead of wasting all that money on a highly trained cosmonaut.
Who mostly dies
Oh,
in
I forgot that Hanzo was talking about Zyklon B. That's a fertilizer. It was a fertilizer.
Yeah, but wasn't it for delousing
Well,
the clothes?
see that that's what the Germans claim, which make their claims make sense. Um, More people in the First World War died of disease than bullets and bombs and starvation.
World War One,
In fact,
first compulsory vaccination of American soldiers, Fort Riley, Kansas.
and and
Spanish
they
flu.
had also claimed that they made these buildings where you could drive a train into it, and that was supposed to kill people, but they've never shown any evidence that that's what it was used for. Which their explanation is, well, yeah, we just go in there, we fumigate shit, and I mean, it makes sense that they would do that with people in there. Put the fucking gas on. Well, we'll put the gas on, and we'll just bring them out before they suffocate, so we can kill all the fleas, and the chiggers, and all the other bullshit. Fumigate. Like we did with DDT, spraying it all over everything. Our babies, our soldiers.
But what was ITT and IBM doing over there in Poland for the camps, the death camp versus the labor camp?
Yeah, notice how a lot of Mangala Chemical Company is still in business.
Wait, who?
Dr. Mengele.
Yeah.
His family owned a chemical company. It's still in business in Germany. Bayer from Bayer Aspirin. That's a Nazi company.
Yeah.
Rheinmetall. They made weapons before the war, and they're still making weapons today.
Monsanto.
In fact, they still make the the same MG42 machine gun. They just call it the MG3. It's the same fucking gun, just a little bit of spit and polish on it. IG Farben.
Monsanto, our Supreme Court ruled not long ago. Well, all the deaths in Cambodia and Vietnam.
Some states are returning to those methods because unaliving drugs can no longer be imported. Hitler's zipper. I love the MG42. She's one sexy and evil bitch at the same time, and that's such a turn on. I know if the MG42 machine gun was a woman, I'd fuck her. I'm sorry, that's just a little too enthusiastic, I know. But yeah, it's the same. It's a or like with Putin, being part of the KGB. Have you ever seen a picture of him? Oh, Polly dropped. Fuck.
Wait a minute, I still hear you.
Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. I was looking at the other phone. My bad.
His wife claimed he was killed.
Wait, no,
That
no. Wait a
10
minute.
years ago.
Wait. No, that's. I'm not. I'm not going into those
I
weeds.
know, I know, I know.
Have Have you ever seen a color photo of Putin in his KGB officer's uniform?
No.
If you have it in your mind, go do that. And what I need you to look for is the royal blue in his hat.
Okay.
That is the same exact royal blue that was Stalin used for the NKVD. It was under Lenin. The it was still the Cheka. It was the NVD. And then under Stalin, it was NKVD, and they used the royal blue. And then they went to the KGB, and you look at Putin in his uniform, and on his hat, the color code is royal blue.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Isn't
the
he
kind of
alternate?
that was the thing in Russia when Russian soldiers come rolling up in trucks and they had that fucking royal blue on their hats. Uh, if they didn't see you, you wanted to haul ass. That was a good idea. A very good idea.
Wow.
Go ask those 20,000 plus Polish officers there in Kaitian. You know the massacre that the NKVD, and they tried to blame it on the Germans.
Well, the Katie,
No, I don't really pronounce it totally right because my Polish sucks. It's Kaitian.
okay, so but they put on the uniform, the
No,
Germans
no,
to,
and well, we're going off in the weeds. Back to Putin. He's part of the KGB. Now it's called the FSB, right?
mm-hmm.
Do you know that the FSB's office to this day is still called the Cheka? And in Russian, it's checklist. In fact,
Wow.
there's a movie on YouTube. Just type in Russian checklist movie, and that's what it's about. In fact, I played it when it first popped up. Uh, I was really rolling on
Oh,
views.
remember you were doing all those old
Yeah,
historical.
yeah, and I posted that movie, and my fucking my subs blew up to over 5,000 before another
I'll
fuckhead.
never forget. One of them you shared was so great. It was what to do if you're found in, was it North America, continent, like how to survive, like what you can eat, what you
Yeah,
can't.
those are
Yeah,
the Air Force or Air Corps Air.
military films.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they had one for jungle stuff. They had one for
yeah, yeah.
Alaska. You know, if you're in like the Alaska type
Region,
shit.
yes,
Yeah.
region of the world. This one was, I think it was North America.
Did you see the MG42 in the Death Wish 3 movie? Oh, yes, I did. I love that fucking movie. Although I think that's so much bullshit that he's flipping the handle and it ain't working, and then they just take it away from him. Although I can tell you that he only had about 100 rounds on there. That would have ate that up real quick. It just went blah and been gone. In fact,
Those were some great films you shared.
In fact, Hanzo, my FFL in San Diego, he might still have it. I don't know. I need to contact him one of these days. But I have a semi-automatic MG. Except what sucks about it is the front end's made out of a Yugo M53, which is the same shit.
You go. Wasn't that the name of a
Oh,
car they made in India?
that's another thing, Polly, about the state of isn't real. Israeli. Um, all those German weapons they got when they're fighting the 6 Day War and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Did you know that Israel is one of the only countries that in possession of captured German weapons that did not peen out the swastikas and shit?
Wait, did they did not what? of the swastikas?
They did not peen out the markings on the guns. They didn't take the Nazi markings off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Like the coin. The one
In fact,
Nazis
in
went over.
fact,
Yeah.
I had a parts kit for an MG 34. It was the barrel jacket. It had a huge Star of David on it, and in the
And
center,
that swastika.
it
Yeah.
had no. It had no. They're not. Well, they weren't there for swastika purposes. It was what's called a Waffen amp. It was just a mail. It was just said it was acceptable for military as a military equipment.
Okay.
And it had been inspected and all that, but they never peened that shit out. The Russians did. Czechs kind of did. Polish, But although I will say this, the Russians, if they have planes and tanks and shit, they will paint them in the correct colors. They don't give two fucks about, oh well, there's a swastika on that. In fact, if you had a German vehicle with a swastika and you were driving around fucking Moscow with it, nobody would really pay attention.
That's a Catholic. That's a papal symbol too. But yeah.
Well, no, it's a life wheel in Chinese and Buddhist and all that.
Yeah. You'll make all the
Or even in Norse and Germanic pagan lore, it's a life symbol. It's a sun wheel or a life wheel.
it's a cult. But yeah,
Well,
you're not
I'm just saying what the symbolism means.
right.
Or like the Sieg runes for the SS or the it's lightning bolts. All it needs is life. And they had a single rune, Sieg rune for the Hitler Youth and the girls, because it represented young life, or life starting out. That's all it meant. That's all it means. Just like the nigger and the fuck and all those kinds of words, it was hijacked and and now it's some sort of fucking stigma. And there is no talking to stupid people. It's like these motherfuckers here. They're always something happens. I'm gonna do it, and I just look at them and go, "You ain't gonna do shit, motherfuckers. You just bumping your fucking gun." And they go, "Yeah, I'm gonna." And I start to tell them, actually the process to do something, and they don't want to hear it. So that tells me right off the bat, they're just running their fucking mouth. And that's what people do. They just run their fucking mouth. They don't know what they're talking about. They're into the drama. I find it so interesting that
it is.
I find it.
Come out. You hit it right there. It's emotion.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's why cops want to come somewhere and kill you because somebody was you made them feel bad because you took their picture. That's mental illness. That's why I would tell an officer who's gonna, like with the mask shit. If you're gonna fucking use violence on me for fucking mentally ill shit, I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's gonna happen. And I'm gonna sit and when I speak to my attorney and when I'm on trial, I'm gonna say that. Well, he's talking all this fucking crazy shit. I thought I had a strong that he was had mental disease or defect, whether that was mental disease or defect or under the influence or narcotics, legal or otherwise. Some cop, if they're gonna fucking do violence on me and they're gonna tell me dumb shit like that, they're really taking their life in their hands if they put their fucking hands on me. I'm not gonna submit to crazy people. That's not gonna happen. You notice when I'm 1,000% right with those motherfuckers, I get pretty brave, don't I?
Yeah, but they don't go by the law.
That's not what I'm talking about. And you notice other than, well, when you're on a car or a bicycle and you don't have your right to travel, I know right to travel is a bunch of bullshit, but there should be that. It's those people they're basing it off. There actually is a right to travel in England. Famous case was Guy Ritchie and Madonna bought a place, and there was public walking paths. It's been through English law since forever, and they tried to close them off. Typical Americans, we got to do shit how we want to do it in somebody else's house, and the English government told them the fuck you are. They have the right to travel.
Why the hell they try to block them anyhow? That's kind of interesting, but a white and a black person together?
No, no, no. Guy Ritchie and Madonna.
Wait, Guy Ritchie. Okay. Who's Guy?
A long time ago, that was a husband she had a long time ago, and they bought a big estate in England somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And under UK law, and this I don't know about Ireland. There's something similar in Ireland and in Scotland. I don't know what that is, but in the UK, there's something called a right to travel, and there's paths, and some of those paths go through estates, and they cannot block them off to the public because they've been established since way back, and it was decreed.
That Great Britain, and then they went starts with a C, I think. The doctrine. No.
Magna Carta?
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Yeah. That goes back a long way, doesn't it?
Well, no, yeah, but not. Well, yeah, that was way before Solon, or no, way after Solon.
Okay, right.
Remember the socialist Greek first leader?
Yeah. Yeah, but isn't that somewhat the basis of America's Constitution, the Magna Carta?
More or less. I think I don't know, Hanzo might tell me yes or no. I believe in all the Commonwealth countries and places where Britain has had a strong influence, like India, Singapore, shit like Philippines.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of those Asian countries, they wear the wigs and all that fucking shit.
That's like a clown show when I see that. I'm like, wow. Not necessarily a clown show. Silly.
Hanzo, that's only if you catch him passed out on the couch. But that would be funny if you were if he was in the house sleep, he'd probably shoot you out the fucking window. Because I could imagine him fucking trying to scramble out of that house, put his fucking leg on his shit to go fucking shoot somebody. Hey, did you see his half-assed videos about, oh, well, you wanted me to leave, and then now you want me to come back? I don't remember ever seeing any motherfucker wanting him to come back. How about you, Polly? Did you want Ricky to come back?
Ricky didn't bother me too much, but I didn't know him really that much. I never understood what your guys' arguments were that much.
Well, he's the racist wrestler.
Yeah, he's got a foul mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a fucking chomo too.
Well, if that for sure, that's
this asshole thinks a 15-year-old girl and a 22-year-old guy counts it under Texas Romeo and Juliet law. No, you don't. I think it's like 2 years. What did Vicky say it was? It's like 2 years either way.
That's kind of rough. Yeah, I know it was.
I'm saying there is a law in Texas that there is, even though she can be like 16 or 17 and you can be 18 or 19.
Like Elvis.
But that's not Texas. We're talking about Texas where he's saying that she was 15 and he was 22, and that counts under Texas's Romeo and Juliet law. So that means Ricky's a fucking chomo.
He could have been just trying argue with you. I don't know.
No, he's a fucking chomo. Because if you look when he does videos about somebody and he's screen recording them, your feed comes up in the bottom or shit you might be interested in, and it's usually one of three things: cartel shit, biker or clan stuff, or young females.
Oh boy.
Oh, and a
Yeah.
lot of serial killer shit too.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay, now I took God's name in vain.
Do you see why I was such a good property and evidence clerk? In fact, they should have just drop kicked fucking Sheriff Collender right out there. I'd love to go find out where he's buried. Piss on him. Hey, John Hanzo, if you're ever near where Sheriff Bill Collender is, he was a Chula Vista police chief, San Diego police chief, and ended his career as a sheriff. Uh, if you're ever in a place wherever his fucking body is, could you piss on him for me without getting in trouble?
Like Maple Rome with Wycliffe. They had to dig up his body and burn it, and scatter it in the water, because they were so ticked off at him.
They moved Stalin's body to his hometown. 5 fucking minutes after he was dead, they started scrubbing that motherfucker.
Wasn't he Jewish?
Although, no, he was Georgian.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody said, that's why when people, Russian Stalin, no, he's fucking Georgian, dummy.
And all the people in his cabinet, how many of them were, what was the first law they made in the Soviet Bolshevik Union?
You know what? I would like to know what it was like to be Marshal Zhukov and tell that motherfucker no, or we can't do that. We have to do this. That was a very brave individual to tell a psychopath like that. No, we can't do this. And see, under the Bolsheviks, it really didn't matter how good at your fucking job you were. It didn't matter. It's the only thing that helped him is he was very excellent at his job, and it would have been he couldn't purge him.
Now, didn't he? Like my friend said, first when he died, they studied his brain, I think, and she said he didn't just have a dark frontal lobe; he had holes in it.
No, and that was the only person that I know they've taken. That they no, the only person I know that they've taken their brain and put it on slides was Lenin.
Okay, maybe it was him.
No, I don't think it was him.
But her point was, they hate their enemies, then they hate their own, and are willing to kill their own even. Maybe that's paranoia too, right? You know,
if you think about it, I think. Well, I don't really even think we're from the. I think we're somebody's fucking sea monkey's kit, or a transplant or something. It's very weak circumstantial evidence, but it's still there, at least in my thoughts. Where was I going with this?
About people's minds and brains.
Oh no, okay. It almost seems like communism is programmed into it. Out of all the creatures on this fucking planet, we are. Well, not even totalitarianism. For whatever reason, it's almost like we're programmed with it in our DNA. That's why. That's when I make that joke.
Sadism. Wait, David, what you're explaining is sadism.
No, you're there. Yeah, but you're missing the point.
Okay.
Everything we are is wrapped up in that, right? In DNA. Everything we were, everything we are, and everything we will ever be is wrapped up in our DNA, correct?
Well, to some degree, to most degree, probably.
And it sounds and and I'm guilty of this too. Even to this day, every once in a while, I start thinking about communist and totalitarian shit. Um, it's almost like it's programmed in. Like when I make that joke. I put that title. I'm a I'm a I'm a homeless 95th degree white trash war wizard.
Not
When,
really.
when I'm when I'm talking about 95th degree, I'm talking about Windows 95. I'm making a joke about
Oh, okay.
programming and operating systems, and it's a very cerebral joke.
All
That's
right.
why a lot of people don't get it. Well, no, I will tell people when I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, my Windows 95 isn't working that good today. But
Just add
oh, just
Windows.
what
Pick
do
the
you say?
95th, and people will get it.
The lizard people commanded be this way. Nah, I'm not in. I don't believe in. Well, I'm sure there's some sort of fucking reptoid
I'm a
somewhere,
wizard.
but no, I'm not into the Alex Jones reptoids under fucking WalMarts and shit.
Alex Jones
Why
doesn't
black
know it.
screen? Why
There's
are you,
enough of them.
Justin? Are you racist against anything black, anything negro? Don't make don't make fun of my African American screen. God damn it! Oh, there I go, and there I go, blaspheming again. This was
Yes. Okay, there's all
minimalist
kinds of
art.
classic curse words you can use.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
doesn't that make sense that every I mean we've been doing the same shit for fucking
thousands of years.
6,000 years or more,
Right. There you go. You got
and
that right. Woo.
kind of
Wow,
like
thank you.
now
Thank you.
our nation is running up on that special number. You know how there's that special number in marriage between 10 and 15 years is usually the pinnacle of when you might get fucking divorced and the relationship falls apart. For
Oh, no,
whatever
you're
reason,
talking about.
that's like the magic number of most divorces is
I thought you were
between
going to
10.
talk about the 7 year.
No,
Um,
no, no.
you're married because you've been together 7 years.
No, you're I'm segueing
You're
into
talking about the
you're jumping the gun
seven
here.
heritage. Yeah.
You're jumping the gun here.
All right. All
And
right.
when you jump the gun, you made me go out. You make me go off the
Oh,
rails, and I
I
have
made
to
you
try to
forget what you were going
recover.
to say.
But what I'm saying is, it's like it's some sort of fucking programming, really. And
Oh, DNA you're talking about.
yeah, you know, kind of,
Oh, I get what you're saying.
you know,
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Actually, that's actually a great point.
You know, kind of
Because
like,
why?
kind
Come
of like.
down
Wait
to
a second. Kind of like the 3-inch tape that NASA and professional studios still use to forever preserve information. That's an interesting thing. Why three-inch tape is still relevant? You know, after the floppy disk and the VCR and Betamax and all that shit went right out the fucking door. Cassette tapes. You know, Justin has a lot of cassette tapes from the Bee Gees. He just doesn't tell people. Do you, Justin? More than a woman to me. He has the wide lapel shirt, and you know, he cuts his hair so he can glue it on his chest and get it all tangled up in his gold chain and stuff. The village people, exactly. Why does Abe stay at the YMCA? Why does he do that? Because they have everything that a young man can enjoy. And you can get along with all the boys. Young man, come and listen to me. I say, young man. Do 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 do. I think I no, I did that to Nemesis. I made him the fucking. I was playing. Uh, Everybody has to have an 8-track of Journey. or Sammy John's My Chevy Van. That is I you know what? I don't know, maybe it's in Robert's yard still. I don't know. Queef won't tell me. Um I had a Chevy Class C motorhomes, and I had an 8 track, and I was gonna buy a fucking 8 track tape of Sammy John's My Chevy Van. I gave a girl a ride in my wagon. She pulled up, and I let her in. Hair down to her ass and booty shorts. You want to tell us about your Chevy van experiences, Polly? Or do you wish to keep them to your own
My
self?
volume. I think NSA is listening in on our conversation, but all of a sudden my volume, I can't hardly
Hey,
hear you.
hey, Justin. I don't know what the deal is, but Polly here. She's a My Chevy van girl. She's told me this for real, and I'm just saying, dude.
No, my son got a Chevy. Guess what happened this afternoon, right at noon? Somebody broke in and ruined the
Okay.
steering column. They tried to hijack the car.
Why didn't you have?
Somebody left it with one of the doors unlocked.
Well, then why didn't you have the club on it? Everybody knows the club will scare away car thieves.
Yeah,
I actually had a 350 million dollar McLaren. I mean, this is even better than the one you wait on the list for 2 years for. And I left it with the keys in it and the door unlocked, and nobody stole it because it had the club on it. Remember those old commercials on TV about the club?
yeah.
And I think that was something AARP was giving away discounts to seniors to buy those. Oh, there she is. She'll call back. Well, if anybody's joined us, if you want to say hi in the chat and give me some something to talk about, we've covered all kinds of crazy subjects this evening. I really didn't expect to go 2.5 hours on this bullshit stream, but whatever. Why no stream yards?
Yeah,
because
my volume.
wait a second, Polly.
Yeah.
I gotta explain this to him. Because right now, well, for the last year, my table has a bunch of legal paperwork all over it. I went from a simple small claims case now to a big state and federal case against the entire uh, circuit court system in the state of Illinois. Because they fucked up and violated my ADA rights, and I called them on it, and they have no fucking immunity, and I'm gonna ass rape them until there's no fucking tomorrow, in honor of Peg Leg Ricky. I'm more of a mouth fucker, but to honor Ricky and his future soon passing, I'm just gonna ass fuck him with my let's see 13 inches no, wait a minute, I'm trying some math here. Let's see, 3 I'm 5 inches short of a John Holmes cock, so they're gonna feel it. Well, I don't know, it's debate. I don't know how they I don't go around measuring my dick. Anyway, you were saying something about your volume.
Yeah, my phone is like half volume. I can barely hear you.
Hey,
because I walked out
why
the
don't
way.
next time you have a car you don't want, why don't you drive it down here and give it to me? 'Cause, so I have some wheels so I can start suing more people, government agencies and companies that just love uh, handing you millions of dollars on a fucking platter by abusing disabled adults between the ages of 18 and 59 in the state of Illinois, which is covered under ISSC 750.
That's why my friend from Kentucky, she was fighting workers' comp, and she
That
had such a rough time. That's how she learned the law.
that's not the same as ADA.
Well, how different is it?
Well, ADA was a law passed 30 years ago. And that's going to be another point. Actually, I have that in court paperwork. The ADA was passed 30 years ago, and Illinois courts still ain't got it right. They more than meet the legal requirements for neglect. They don't call it negligence here, they call it neglect.
Huh. What's the difference between negligence and neglect? Really?
Somebody who is able to write in a book change the meaning of words, and everybody somehow had a private entity enforces it. Apparently, a government and a private entity enforcing it. See, if you go to an old Oxford, if you go to say an Oxford dictionary, one of those things that weigh like 4 billion tons because there's so much fucking information in them. Those words in that dictionary are not the same to the guild of those who are allowed to practice law.
Huh.
Oh, you know what I've been calling the judge too in my paperwork?
What?
A corrupt sovereign citizen bar member.
You pissing them off?
Yeah, I don't give two fucks about it either. Well, I really shit on it. That was the greatest birthday gift I could get. My birthday was on the 27th. My court date was on the 25th. And I literally went to court. I kept watching the screen. I go, where the fuck is 2B at? And I asked a bailiff came by and I said, I don't know. He says, I don't know. As far as I know, this court's closed today. And I'm like, oh, and I told him, yeah, I'm only hanging out here because I have a court. And he's all like, well, he says, yeah, I don't know. And he says, well, I think I had like 15, 20 minutes before the court clerk's office opened. And I waited, I kept waiting. I was asking him about the screen, when it was going to update, and it didn't do that. And I went down to the clerk's office and said, yeah, yeah, you'll be contacted. You got a new judge. I'm not going to give their name. He, oh, I shit on the toilet. I'm sorry, I was rambling to Polly and I didn't see that. Yeah, and she gave me, I have to give you this paper. And she printed out 2 pieces of paper. And it was my denial from some judge I'd never even met. I was never allowed to give testimony to or any evidence. Somehow made a decision that he denied my recusal disqualification because I didn't like the process, which is speculation and conjecture. He's not my attorney, so how can he speak for me? In fact, I need to mention that in some paperwork I need to fill out this week. I'm going to file another motion to reconsider. Even though they said I'm going to get some other judge, I'm still going to file it to pad the file so I can write my feelings in there and have it part of the court record. I'm going to say this person sounds like he's representing me. He's not my attorney. only the only other person that can give testimony, well, not necessarily not testimony, but evidence for you is your attorney, and he's not my attorney. In fact, this other judge, that's actually another judge I'm going to get to depose. He's going to be subpoenaed, and I'm going to get ask him all these questions. Why he felt that I was his attorney, and he could speculate when what was in my mind, and be the judge at the same time. Don't you think if that's the standard court procedure, if you're going to recuse counsel or you're going to recuse a judge, and that, when I say counsel, I'm also talking about a prosecutor. It's general. Um, you're supposed to have a hearing for that. In fact, Polly, I filed a writ of mandamus against the judge that was recused without being recused, and I also filed an injunction against the court system here in the state of Illinois. I have an injunction on file for them violating my rights and doing whatever the fuck they want. That's why it's going to take literally. I looked it up. It's probably I had also recently filed a motion because they're refusing to give me discovery. In fact, Decatur Police Department would refuse service because I wasn't they said because I wasn't a registered process server. Well, there is no such thing in the state of Illinois. In fact, the sheriff's office told me, "Yeah, we can't serve that. You can do it. You don't even." They told me you don't have to pay a process server. You can do it yourself. And I've subpoenaed Decatur PD twice, and they refused to accept it. So they're being sovereign citizens too. Um, Yeah, I got a lot of people and important people here in the city of Decatur wrapped up in a bunch of bullshit over me being attacked on my job. They're fighting tooth and nail to help this lady and protect their NGO. You know, the Heritage Behavioral Health Center? I used to work there part time. You know, when Rick runs on about Heritage House, that's where I used to work there part time. And I was attacked.
That's an NGO.
My yes. And you wanna do you wanna do you want to take? You only have two answers to give. Do you want to guess which two of the assholes throw a lot of money around in this town to the mental health shit and the DIY shit or DEI or what, diversity inclusion shit? You want to guess which family fucking throws all that money out around here? Would you like me to give you the first letter of the family name? Would that help you, or do you just want to take a shot in the 50-50 shot in the dark and give me an answer? What do you think, Justin? Do you think she should just throw caution to the wind and just there's only really two choices you can go for? Who throw around globalist chomo money in this fucking on this fucking planet? You want to guess which one of those families it is? You got a 50% chance of getting it. Do
I'll try it.
here, wait a minute. Let me do the Jeopardy thing. I won't go for a long time. To give you a chance to think about your answer. Oh no, wait a minute. How much how much do you want to bet on globalist scumbags?
Yes, I'll take that.
You'll take globalist scumbags for $20 billion? Okay, Polly, I'll work with that. Here we go. We're waiting for the answer. Do 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 do. You can use your Wiki or Google if you want to. Do 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 dum dum. Okay, we're back with Polly, the Dave's favorite religitard, and she's building or she's betting uh,
20
20,
billion.
$20 billion on globalist scumbags, and
Yes.
we're here to wait for her answer. So, Polly, what is your answer for the grand prize?
Well, if I got to narrow it down, Rothschild or Rockefeller.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're getting
Oh,
off on the weeds. No, no, no. We're
oh,
we're we're talking
you
about.
want to stay general?
Wait a second. Let me finish. We're talking about two different families that are alive, are in and are on the news regularly about philanthropy, sticking their fucking pie hole in something. Now, I'll do it again. I know you get confused and you know your medical thing, so I'm giving you a double I'm giving you another chance for the $20 billion. Okay. Do 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 do. Hey, Hanzo, right on. We're playing a game of Jeopardy here. Polly is betting $20 billion on globalist scumbags. We're talking about two families that throw money around in the U.S. a lot. These individuals are still alive. They're in the news, and they throw their money around all over the world. Do you want me to give you some kind of hint, Polly?
Yeah, talk about the Trump family.
Wait a second. God damn, you're not even thinking about the answer. You're just saying names. You're not even fucking serious about this.
No, I am. I am.
I'm gonna take that $20 billion and go give it to Ricky. No, I'm gonna split it up between Ricky and Rebel.
You got to give me another hint.
I'll give you another hint. It's the one that they don't claim funds Antifa. It's the other one, and they're still alive. It's no. I said the one that's not involved with Antifa. It's the other one.
Wait a minute. Okay. Oh,
You know, people really love Warren winches because they'll pull you out of anything. You know, have you ever had a vehicle with a Warren winch, Polly? Warren? You know, it makes a good Buffett. Warren.
all right. I got it. Well,
Yeah.
Okay. He owned our Buffalo newspaper.
That motherfucker's family throws a lot of money around in this town, or at least they did.
Oh yeah.
They fund heritage, they fund crossings. In fact, I'm glad that these NGOs are suffering. I mean, Trump's a fucking chomo and a piece of shit, but I think that's so funny that he's taking away all their woke ass white guilt money.
A lot of PBS
Sparking
news and all that.
Scumbags. That pig fucker's
the
real
blah, blah,
name.
the blah blah. All these NGOs. Yeah.
What pig fucker? Rebel?
Who's the other one? Who's the other big one?
Well, that's what I thought you would have figured. It was either between Soros or Buffett. I told you they were both alive, and you're talking about Rothschild and shit. They ain't alive. Or Jacob Rothschild isn't alive. I told you that I told you that they're still being talked about in the news even today.
Yeah.
Oh well, next time, you know what? We'll play this game like tomorrow, and you still won't know that. Remember the answer.
I just lost $20 billion.
Well, you're fucked, aren't you? Now you're gonna have to go to Aldi's and dig in the trash and grow marijuana.
Dumpster dive.
That kind of a farm. Oh, Larry Cora, Jody Cora. Let's see, Kim Olson, Tyler Dury, Psyche Rankin. Blinking cursor is her name is Shelly Farmer. Her son's name is Bryce Farmer. her husband back in Indiana is named Jeffrey or Jeff Farmer. I know what he does for a living. He works. He's a call center supervisor. You know, like for credit cards and shit like that. Um, and also there's the fake 11-year-old grandchild. What is it? James Olson. Tyler Durry is the father, but they have some lie story that somehow Tennessee would put. He's from Tennessee. Tyler Durry has been in mental institutions. I really want to know why that circuit court in actually it's the same circuit court as here. It's the Sixth Judicial Circuit of but it's Piatt County instead of Macon County. But it's the same circuit. Why the fuck they protect these people, and why Piatt County sheriffs were against me instead of these fucking dirtbags? Um, Although honestly, other than Sergeant Olson and that dumb shit that fucking Deputy Alexander did, or not Alexander, Deputy Ernst. Sorry, I said Alexander earlier about the wrestling guy. It was actually his name's Ernst, Deputy Ernst. Deputy Alexander and Deputy Meredith. He was a little jumpy, but he figured out real quick that I wasn't gonna kill anybody unless they wanted to do some dumb shit. But Sergeant Olson violated my rights to have those people arrested, file a citizen's arrest. But what's going to come out is that judge in that case. I'm going to be going after her because it's a same set of facts or similar facts. She denied me my ADA rights. I asked for an ADA advocate and they wouldn't give it to me. Just like this motherfucker. In fact, they wouldn't refuse a reasonable accommodation when my caseworker here fucking calls me up a couple hours right before I need to go to court and says, "Oh, I can't take you and nobody else can." Fucking me on that. But that doesn't really matter because what they filed isn't anywhere near what qualifies in Illinois. And you know what the judge did too to cover up her criminal activity?
What?
She had my case sealed.
Oh yeah.
Which
field ploy.
Which you have to request that. And because it's complicated, you actually have to hire an attorney. And even if you spend all that time and money, there's a very slim chance to none that you will get that. And you know how I found out about it? Yeah, Deputy Coffee, that motherfucker. You know that was you know what? That had to be a friend of Toilet Brush X. That had to be, because Ricky doesn't have anything that he can get to convince people. It had to be fucking Moshe that convinced somebody to make that call. It's got to be Toilet Brush. If I was Colonel Kurtz from the Apocalypse Now, that's who I would assassinate, is Moshe. And when no more fucking Deputy Coffee shit shows up, I would know I got the right. I hit the nail on the head. That's another thing cops don't like, is when you're psychic. Or you can tell the future. You have clairvoyance. And what's that? Remote viewing. They really hate that shit. That's why I actually wanted to do it about when I started working for the sheriff's department. They fucked me on that Port District job. I would have been just waiting for 65, and I would have had a bitch in fucking retirement. Port District's got bucks, or at least they did. Um, that's when I decided I want to run this joint for when. And when I become elected sheriff somewhere, I'm actually going to form my own schmersh. That was Stalin's internal security for internal security, and that's what they call it, schmersh. And in Russian it means death. That's what it means, death to traitors. You've heard that. You've heard that rumor that they show KGB agents. Well, and they still show FSB agents this, and Putin supposedly has seen it. Um, a KGB agent that fucked him over. You know how they whacked him? They filmed. They filmed him being thrown into a blast furnace. That's all kinds of fucked up, huh? And they show that to their new agents to show this is what's going to happen to you if you fuck us over.
That's not as bad as the Papal Rome Inquisition.
Yeah, his name is Larry Cora. If you go, his yeah. Hanzo, go back in my shorts. His go back, look for Pushpa. It's from India. It shows his he pled guilty to check fraud. He got a plea deal to a misdemeanor, but you know they hit him with felony check fraud. Wait a second, I'm talking to Hanzo and his wife Jody. She pled guilty to giving false information to a peace officer in an investigation. So they're both. So the person who filed papers on me is a fucking convicted liar. And I'm going to be putting that in my lawsuit against the state of Illinois. And I'm going to talk about things like drug trafficking and the stupid bitch that brought her fucking son over here from Indiana to file false paperwork against me in the Piatt County Court. And we're going to talk about drug trafficking and weapons trafficking and a stolen vehicle and all kinds of other fun shit. We sure are. And somebody putting in text that they want to give you a gun when they know you don't have a FOID card. Oh, and sell you a gun. Specifically a Sig Sauer P220 stainless steel 40 caliber. I believe it had walnut grips on it. Yep. Yep. The farm people are snitches. In fact, I believe that they're low-level confidential informants for the state. Although, because I busted him on fraud, it's very easy to do, Hanzo. In fact, I'll make a little video about FOIA requesting shit here. They can just email it to you. As long as it has something to do with the state. Yeah, FOID card. He was gonna sell me a gun and give me a gun without a FOID card.
This reminds me of Ruby Ridge.
And the dumb fuck, the giving me the gun was on a social media platform, which you know as well as I do. It's not very hard for law enforcement to get accurate So when you delete shit, it's always there. So fucking Larry Cora there's a really stupid motherfucker. when I was there, they're the kind of people when they first meet you, they like bragging a lot. They like running their fucking mouth. They've done everything, been everywhere, like crap man. Although I think crap man's actually been somewhere and done at least something. Not like Abe or fucking oh, what's his name?
Me.
Well, not you. You done shit. You lived my Chevy van.
All right.
And I'm
Yeah.
being very vague because I don't want to embarrass you, and I'm just fucking with you by being vague. I won't be well, yeah, like Douglas. I mean, what the fuck did he do? He defended us against the North Koreans by playing with himself in the toilet in the mess hall. That's a brave Marine, all
Wait,
right.
are you talking about the North Korean War?
No, I'm talking about the fuckhead that lives in Buffalo, New York, like you.
Oh. Oh.
You know Douglas,
Not really, no.
the one that has all this paranoid schizophrenia, and he drinks a lot. He talks about a wife. Oh, I love my wife, but if you were to come up there and sound sexy, he would try to have sexy chat with you. It's like, wait a minute, don't you have a wife in fucking hospice? I mean,
Yeah.
Polly, I'm not. I don't.
Okay, I guess. I guess.
Hypothetical, you were interested in a guy and he told you, yeah, I'm interested in you, but I got a wife dying in hospice. Are you going to tell him to get the fuck away from you, or are you going to want to hook up with this dude? You're gonna tell him to fuck off, huh?
Right. That's right. Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, you belong to somebody still. Bye.
That's
And
right.
the mere fact that while your wife's in hospital, you would do stuff like that. In fact, he goes up on his little streams and tries to sexy chat people when he's drunk.
Wait. Poor me. Feel bad for me. I got a wife. Did I neglect
I
him?
we don't
Really?
we have no evidence that he even has a fucking wife. There's,
Well, okay, but still, even the premise story. I mean,
because he used to post a picture of it in his avatar. It looked like a ginger guy with some woman, and like he's trying to lead that that's like a marriage picture, and he's blurring it. That motherfucker ain't married. He's a fucking drunk, and he's a truck driver. Usually,
that really ticks me off. Now that you mention that, see,
in
I
fact,
don't know.
in
I don't want
fact,
to.
that motherfucker's actually had live streams in the distant past where he's on the road driving and he's fucking drunk. He's not like really fucked up drunk, but you can tell he's a little tipsy with his slurring his voice and shit.
See, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but
I
I trust your judgment.
but
Okay,
but
but go
one
by your judgment.
but
Yeah.
one thing I do believe about Douglas, I don't believe he's into trucker's choice. That's a euphemism for methamphetamine. I don't think he's a tweaker. He's just a drinker. He goes out. He goes out, and he's been to a lot of trucking companies. I see. We don't know what his real fucking name is, so we can't look for DUIs and shit like that. Oh, here we go. Like, oh,
See, back
literally,
in my
Douglas has
day,
been
we knew
maxing
the
out
truckers
credit
would use
cards and
caffeine.
buying cars. Repo man time. Did he buy? Did he finally get a Harley too? I told him I had a
Honestly,
Harley.
David, I'm old enough that back in the day, truckers would use caffeine.
No, you're
No, I'm not making that up. That's
Polly.
where
Polly.
oh, you call
Methamphetamine
it.
has been around for a long time.
I know that, but that's
Yeah, and
not it.
truckers use it to stay awake. So do pilots. And they
Yeah,
that's why they
but
got
they
all
didn't want
that's
to
why
use
they
the car
that's
drugs.
why they
Yeah.
got all this bullshit now, and they really, you know why they made it more expensive for truckers or trucking companies making drivers go to team driving so they can avoid motherfuckers faking logbooks and getting jacked up on some janky ass fucking crank they got in the fucking park where George
Yeah,
Michael
state
sucks
park.
dick.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why the
yeah.
Joe that was even on a Simpsons. They had this big ambiguous package and it said Trucker's Choice on it. It had this trucker picture on it. And his eyes were fucking bigger than his mouth. That motherfucker spun.
But David, okay, look, I'm 10 years older than you, and I
Well,
do
let me
remember
let
growing up
I
there.
I I know you when you were in your younger days, but you've never had any experiences with meth, have you?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it was
You
common back in the
hey
day.
hey, you know
Truckers
what?
would use caffeine.
You want
That's
well
what we're
yeah, but
telling you.
we're not talking about caffeine. We're talking about methamphetamine
I
truckers
know
and
that.
shit using
No,
tweak.
I'm
You
talking about
hey,
going.
you want to know something fucking weird? Until I that kid brought me up here until a knife point.
Yeah, and that's what makes people violent, by the way.
Wait,
But
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
listening. I was trying to segue, and you were you.
Sorry, sorry.
What I was trying to say up until that day when he showed, cooking up his meth, just jamming his arm, and he's gonna tell me I'm gonna shoot you up with fentanyl. Um, I had never seen methamphetamine before in real life, and that's the thing. San Diego County used to be the methamphetamine capital of the U.S. at one time.
Is that from Venezuela? Oh,
No,
maybe
yeah, but
not.
we're I'm just talking
I'm
and
joking.
until I was like 50 something years old and been around all kinds of tweakers and like I said, San Diego County at one time being the meth capital of the United States. I had never seen crystal meth in real life, only pictures of it. Isn't that kind of weird that you're halfway through your life and then you finally actually experience something in real life?
Yeah, not really. It's not weird. No.
In fact, when he was shooting up, I thought that's when I was going to go at him because he was all worried about sticking it, hiding it in his tat. What I was going to do is I was going to get up real quick and I was going to hit him in the fucking face as hard as I could with my fucking knee as I'm grabbing his head with my
One
right
of the
hand.
problems with meth is people get energy.
Wait a second, you didn't let me finish the
Sorry.
scenario.
All
Then
right.
I was going to grab the needle that was in his fucking arm and I was going to
Yeah.
literally shove it into his fucking arm.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I was sitting there and some little voice in my head was telling me, Dave, this ain't the right time. This ain't go time yet.
That
This,
little voice was God, but yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he said, you haven't got the green light to jump yet, Airborne Ranger. Hey, wait a minute. Here, Hanzo said something to me. Let me catch him.
Most
Oh, there we
violence comes from amphetamines
Have you
in
seen a
general.
photo Douglas says is him? That's on my community page. Yeah, I seen that. That's not him. He's a ginger. He's balding. I caught a reflection of him once. I mean, it was a shitty reflection, but I could tell. He wears glasses. He's got a he's got a 1970s gay porn mustache.
Wait, he's the Irishman or is he Jewish? Or
Yeah, he's a fucking Khazarian.
huh.
No, I'm just kidding, Polly. I don't.
Yeah.
He's some kind of
So
fucking
most
yo-yo,
of your gingers, I mean, really, other than your Scottish, yeah, most of them are Irish
right?
or
You palm strike that motherfucker hard enough, it goes right into their goddamn, right through their nasal cavity into their brain.
no, but amphetamines is what causes so much violence. Or
Although
it's
Hanzo, if
instinct.
you use that same palm strike and hit them in the larynx in the throat, you're gonna crush their larynx, and you're gonna for the next couple of minutes, you're just gonna watch them sit there and suffocate. I think I'd rather do that than instantaneous.
All right, let's not sound like Gestapo
I'm kind
or
of
IDF.
I'm
Just
I'm 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 really about professionalism and work ethic.
my main point is a lot of the violence stems from, as far as any drugs go, fentanyl users, heroin users, they're just going to be in a corner by themselves.
Well,
It's
no,
that,
a heroin junkie's gonna use violence on you when he's hurting.
yeah, but it's nowhere near.
Yeah, but a tweaker, you never know.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
why
trying to say.
if you're gonna buy pot from a street dealer, if they fuck with anything else, you walk away from them because they always usually fuck around with tweak. Did you stab him with his knife or yours? Uh, One of my knives. Well, it was a kitchen knife, really. Earlier in the day, I'd had cheese and crackers. I left it off. It was kind of for a cheap Chinese knife. It was kind of cool. It was like your regular kitchen steak knife, but it had that cool those hunting patterns with the grass and all that bullshit they usually wear in states like these when they go hunting. You know that kind of camouflage.
Don't glamorize it. Don't. And don't do it on
What
audio. Don't.
what had happened is he was tripping out on the he turned on my fucking stove for some reason, and he was tripping out on the little red light on the control panel. And he calls me into the kitchen, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see where this is gonna go. So I get up and I stand in the archway of the kitchen, and he's looking at it. He's looking at me. He's talking all kinds of crazy shit. And then for some reason, he looks over towards the sink, and then I look at what he's looking at, and he's looking at my kitchen knife. And then I actually turned back and looked at him, and he looked at me, and he made one step towards it, and I literally fell towards the sink, grabbing that motherfucker, slamming my body into him, pummeled that motherfucker. I didn't hit him in the face. I was like elbows, knees in his body kind of shit. And until I could get ready to think, and I plunged it. I didn't even say nothing. I plunged it right in his fucking shoulder. And then after that, after that, all I would say to him is, "Show me your hands. Stop resisting." And the on the sixth time I stabbed him in the fucking left thigh. And I shoved that motherfucker all the way to the bone. I felt the bone hit the tip of that knife. In fact, it kind of
really gotta be like Trump.
It kind of flexed a little bit. It was like pushing a knife into warm cheese. And that motherfucker let off with the biggest goddamn and he was already gacked out, and then he gacked out some more. And he let out with this big scream that I swear I'd never heard anything that loud in my life. And then
I'm gonna hang up. I can't think.
Wait a second. I'm almost finished with the story, and it's not.
No, I'm not talking about the gruesomeness of the story.
Well, all I was gonna tell Hanzo is all he was screaming after that. I'd done that is please God, don't kill me. That's what he was yelling. And after he
and what did you say?
Well,
he like not kill him.
Wait a second. When he said that, he threw up his hands like I surrender. So, and this is what happened. This is what I told the officers, exactly what happened. I rolled myself back and pushed myself up I didn't get into that much detail, but that's what happened. And I literally pulled this motherfucker up with me, and he's still screaming this shit. And I flip him around so his back is to the entrance to the kitchen, and I backed him. I pushed him, and I had the knife still, and I pointed at him. I said, "Back the fuck up." And then I told him, "Go to the left." Well, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. First, I told him to empty my pockets. I really wanted my phone because my life is in this goddamn phone. I'm talking to you. I'm sorry. I'm just excited thinking about it, and quite proud of myself too. Um, I pointed it at him. I told him to pull all the shit out of his pockets, and he did that. And he's still screaming that while he's doing it. And I told him go towards the door, and I motioned with a knife, go towards the fucking door, and he did that. And then and I said fucking open it. And he unlocked it and opened it. And then I said get lost, get out of here, get the kick fucking rocks, or I'm gonna fucking kill you for real. And last thing he said was, "Can I have my hat?" He had a new hat on, and I said, "Get your fucking hat and get out of here." Well, the reason why he had his hat, because apparently the dopers in this house, that's where they hide it, is they pull the stitching back and they shove the dope in the rim of the hat. That's why he wanted his fucking hat. And they actually, when they come in here doing the investigation, they came to me and showed me this ID of this old man. He says, "Is this yours?" And I said, "No, that ain't mine. I don't know who the hell that is." And I have no idea what other investigations they did with that ID and that other shit. Yeah, I fucked him up Viet Cong style for sure. I did. I called him because when he left, he was bleeding all over the place like a stuck pig in the fucking elevator. In fact, he fucked up. He went out in the basement, and when the management and the maintenance people came for their work day, they saw all the blood in the lobby and the fucking down in the maintenance thing and shit. They thought somebody got murdered somewhere. Um, but I called the cops and I stayed with dispatch till they got there, and I told dispatch, tell them that I know they're here, and I said I'm not armed, and I had to tell him. I said I don't know if he has other. I said I'm not trying to get you guys amped up, but I said you guys need to be really careful. He's high on dope, really bad, and I believe he still has weapons with him. I don't know for certain, but you need to believe that he has weapons on him. I'm not trying to get you to pop him, but be careful. He might still be armed. And the dispatcher seemed to appreciate that I did that. And when they came to the door, I acknowledged him, and I right off the bat I said, "I'm unarmed. I will comply with your orders." I go, "What I'm gonna do is unlock my door. Give me 3 seconds, and when you open the door, my back is gonna be to you, and my hands are gonna be interlocked behind my head, so you can see that I don't have any." I said, "The only thing I have in my hand is the phone because I'm still on the phone with the dispatcher." And that's what happened. And they pulled me out and they grabbed me. I was never cuffed. It was kind of weird. The hallways kind of it's kind of narrow. When you got 15 cops rolling deep in a narrow hallway, it's um they they pulled me out, and it was weird. They pulled me out into this cluster of fucking cops. I was literally, I had guns bumping into me. I felt tasers because they put when they pulled. I said I'm gonna keep my hands the way they are. You do what you need. You tell me what you need me to do. I'll I'll repeat it, and so we're on the same page, kind of shit. And they really liked that. They pulled me out in the middle of them. They gave me a half-ass pat down, and they could see that the moment of the situation was wearing off, and they actually let me smoke a black and mild cigar in the fucking hallway of my apartment building that's no smoking. the one of the because they were oh I had set it down before I opened the door, and it was still smoldering, and then they came out with it, and um they big female sergeant come rolling up down the hallway, and he asked her, well, what do you want me to do with this? And he goes, hey man, I'd really like to have that because I'm really wound up, man, and I'm balled up, and I need to calm the fuck down. and the officer says, yeah, can he have it? And she said, yeah, he can have it. And I right with those cops. Um, they let me get a lighter out of my pocket, and fucking I start puffing away on it. Black and
Wow.
mild.
I would say good thing you weren't in Ohio or some parts of Ohio, but yeah, it
No, I'm
sounds like
no,
they knew that young guy was trouble.
no, it wasn't that. It's just the seriousness of the situation. They don't know me from Adam.
Oh,
And they asked me, I says, is there anybody in there? I go, no. And the officer that was gonna lead the clear, I even just I if I distinctly remember, I even described the layout of my apartment. I said my bathroom, to the left, my bedroom's to the right, there's a closet
yeah,
to your immediate right. I'm telling him places where they need to, if they're going to do
right,
house clearing, where they need to look, what the layout
right.
of the place is, and they really liked that. But I mean, they weren't doing nothing to me. Why? I'm not. That's time and place restrictions. That's something else. Or I don't know if you remember when Robert was calling to get me swatted by SDPD.
No, did he really?
Yeah, it was
Are you
it it
wait? Are you wait?
it's up on my goddamn channel.
All right, I'm like slow, David. It takes
The
me a long time to. What? He
But
really
I was I knew what Robert was gonna do.
swatted?
I went
Are you?
outside, I had my camera, I was watching up the street. All of a sudden, a big bunch of fucking cars show up, and before the first officer even got out of the car, I set my fucking camera down, and I walked to the middle of the street. I kneeled down, crossed my legs, and interlocked my fingers, and had my hat, and I wouldn't. In fact, when they all they were running about 20, 30 deep, and they had M4s, and they were ready to fight. And they walked up really close to me, and they all surrounded me. And then the one sergeant told me, you can get up. And I says, I'm not getting up unless you promise me you're not going to hurt me. He says, we're not.
Right,
And
right.
he says, we're not going to hurt you. And I go, okay. That's why towards the end Robert was getting even more desperate, because San Diego PD was getting the idea that crazy old man here is the problem. But he's the homeowner, so it's kind of, although I do believe in California, I do still have legal rights. And he still has possession of my items. He has my unredacted birth certificate in the glove box of his Jeep Cherokee. And he's still attached to my bank account. He can.
Unattach them or what?
No, I'm not going to do that. He has not
Oh,
done that either.
okay.
And I don't want to do that. You don't understand. That's commingling. You're trying to prove that you have legal rights to be somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Even though, well, I'm not gay, but it's not. It was a
I
con.
trust
It
you're
was a.
not.
It was a.
Trust
It
you're
was.
not.
It was. He was claiming I was a tenant. He was lying to them that I was a tenant. I was not a tenant. He had given me special rights that he did not. And that's going to work against him when I get to go back to San Diego and deal with him, because he's also going to get the unclean hands doctrine.
I don't think we got much time before Jesus comes back. So I don't know.
Well, if that happens before I go fuck with Robert, then wait a minute. Imagine what the first cops walking down the halls thought seeing all that blood. Yeah, no shit. And they didn't clean it up. I've never looked. That's what I did in the FOIA request. I FOIA'd all the body cams of all the officers. I don't think they gave me all of them, and I don't know what they gave me, but I just kind of threw out a dragnet and see what they would call cough up. All round up all the usual suspects, kind of shit.
Ah, I don't know. I worry.
It's happened to me so many times. It's almost like normal. Okay, the SWAT team's here.
Yeah, but you know, with IDF, CIA, and all that, it only doesn't take much.
Yeah, I know, and I know IDF trains a lot of our fucking law enforcement to do shit like they do it. But
Yeah,
but
it
see,
doesn't take a
does
lot.
yeah,
They're
but
like,
yeah,
oh,
but Polly,
oops, there.
Polly, doesn't that amaze you? Of all these years, I've been playing dodgeball with death with Blue ISIS. With
Yeah,
these fucking young cops, they want to get a name for themselves. I blasted some bad guy, and they don't want to take me up on it. I give them a clear offer. Come fucking get your disorderly conduct or whatever the fuck. Come give me some aggravated battery, motherfucker, and we're gonna have fun with it. In fact, I told that sack of shit there at the UPS store in Champaign, I threw out my left arm and I said, come have fun with it. And what does he do? He turns to Karen and says, how do we get him out of here?
right.
And that was just a simple Amazon. you
Right.
know, in the frauditor community with the fucking magic that I've pulled of not dying with Blue ISIS, I should be a fucking Long Island audit or something.
Well, yeah, you could be. Yes, you could be easily. Yeah.
And like I said, I've actually kind of like it. Learn to enjoy it.
Don't take too much
You,
glee, though.
you
David.
know, no.
David.
No. No, you're not listening. What I mean by enjoy it is, you know, it's almost a turn on when big men with weapons want to, and the power of the state want to fuck you up, and you're challenging them. Come on, come get some, motherfucker.
I get that.
I'm digging
But
that shit. Yeah,
take a lesson from the guys.
that's the thing, Polly. I've already died once. It's no big deal. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna get the dirt nap anyway. When management pulls my card for the final time, I have no say in it. I know that. I don't like it, but there's not anything I can do about it. See, I didn't blaspheme this time.
Yeah, you were almost gonna, but you didn't. You stopped. Hey, good. And listen. Take a lesson.
Yeah,
from the
wait a
guys.
second. Wait a second.
They're
Wait a minute.
genocided, and they don't curse the Israelis. They are like, thank you, God. For anything that isn't worse and worse and worse.
You know.
And I'm not saying we should be victims. All right with that, but
You're not reading the chat, are you?
Vengeance.
You're not reading the chat, are you?
Wait, what?
No, I'm just saying
No, I
you.
can't
Okay,
see it.
no, I'm
No.
just asking
No.
you. Relax.
Yeah, I can't see it. Sorry.
No, John Hanzo says, didn't Ricky swat you? Yes, he did. And you know what? I have the body cam from
Shame on him.
Officer Davis, and I don't know what his cover officer's name is. They only sent two, but Ricky called my manager so he wouldn't lie to the police.
What David does Ricky get? Is he a sadist?
Oh,
Why
yes, he
trying
is.
to cause trouble?
He's very much a sociopath.
Okay.
He's not a psychopath. He's a sociopath.
All right. Oh.
Now,
well,
some even
they're worse. Yeah.
now a sociopath can threaten all kinds of violence, but they're pretty much they're keyboard killers.
Yeah, yeah.
If Rick was a psychopath when he drew that gun on that pizza boy, he would have just shot him. He wouldn't have fucked around with it. Rick is a sociopath that didn't have the guts to make that step. You know what I mean? To
All
cross
right, but
over.
that's not a really good example.
Yes, it is. Because no, no,
I gotta keep my
no,
correct.
because psychopaths can evolve into sociopaths can evolve into psychopaths.
Yeah,
That can
yeah.
happen.
But sociopaths want to stay credible.
Yeah, but
You know,
he
all of our
no
government.
no. It's what I'm telling you. Rick did not have the balls to go all the way and make that transition. He likes to talk all that. I'm a psychopath and I got homicidal tendencies. He's not. He's a wannabe. If he's going to kill you, it's going to be by accident, not on purpose.
Yeah. But what's the point of
and Rick, you didn't let me finish my thing. Ricky did call them and told my manager, and he posed it this way. Well, they said the other word. He said Dave wants to kill all the niggers in your building until law enforcement gets there, and he's going to kill as many of them until they kill him.
Ha! Yeah, of course he would say that.
Ricky's a sociopath. He's a keyboard killer. He'll call on the phone. He'll write somebody, but he can't do the dirty work himself. I'm more of a psychopath than he is, because at least I'll do my own goddamn dirty work.
Don't brag about it.
I'm not. I'm no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, he's a coward.
He's just. I'm just explaining the difference between somebody who's about it and somebody who's a coward. That's why, like with the motorcycle clubs, the 1%er motorcycle clubs, it's people who are about it. Or if you're part of a cartel, if you're part of a prison gang, you are about it. There is no in between. There's no on weekends. It's 100%. You know what? Hey, you know what would be a good movie for you to watch, Polly?
Wait. Is that
Polly,
good or bad? To be a 1%er.
What's that?
Is it good or bad to be a 1%er? The motorcycle gang that gave food aid in Gaza in the genocide, they were anti-Muslim motorcycle gang mercenaries. Well, maybe not 1%.
What was the name of them?
GHF.
Oh, I don't eat. That ain't American.
No, many of the GHF on the American side were from the motorcycle gang that are anti-Muslim, and yes,
I've never heard of that. I'm come from El Cajon, California, and everybody knows who owns that part of El Cajon Boulevard, that block, and that is the Hells Angels. Support your local red and white 81 all the way. This gang you're talking about, I've never heard of them ever. I've never heard of them. Wait a second. Wait, you're talking dumb shit. I've watched just about every fucking episode of Gangland there is. I've never heard of this club before.
A good percent of the U.S. aid that went to help the U.S.
The organization was called the GHF.
They were of a biker gang that are anti-Muslim.
What's the name? I don't give two fucks. What's the name of the club?
GHF.
Yeah.
Anti-Muslim. I don't know their name.
That's not a real 1%er club here in the U.S. I've never heard of them.
Oh my God! A lot of the mercenary U.S. GHF.
That's not a 1%er club.
Okay, I'll tell you 1%.
You know, there's only certain names that live in that realm. There's warlocks, there's nomads, there's fucking Hell's Angel. All right, you don't know nothing shit about fucking biker gangs, Polly. It's not.
Okay,
This
okay,
GHF
David.
is not
All right,
real. It's
all
some
right, all right.
bullshit. You go. I'll tell you what club run. What club runs around in your neighborhood?
Listen, when you
What
get
I
like
asked you a question. What
20%
club? What
of
club? What
GHF
club?
funding
What
of the
fucking
U.S.
club
funding,
run?
the
I asked.
U.S. Israel, and they
I'm
are
gonna hang
a
up on you if
motorcycle
you don't answer
gang
my fucking
club,
question.
a motorcycle gang club that are anti-Muslim.
I never heard
You
of them.
can't deny it.
I never heard of them. What club
So does
runs
that
it?
mean they don't
I asked
exist?
you a question. What club runs around in your neighborhood?
I don't know.
What are they? Outlaws? They Mongols?
I don't even know that we
Banditos?
even. I don't think we even have that many. No,
I
I'm
actually,
telling
I
you.
think, I think New York is an outlaw stronghold.
I don't live. I'm not New York City.
I
I'm.
didn't say. I said New York State, but I meant your neighborhood. Usually they got a clubhouse somewhere.
I really don't know.
Oh, here, let me look
Okay,
it up then. I
the Hell's
since you're on the
Angels.
wait a second.
Yeah, there's Hell's Angels. There's but I'm telling you, 20%. The
I
GHF
I
funding,
don't.
and
Yeah, anti-Muslim 1% bikers. I've never heard of them.
not 1%. No,
Well, I
it's
don't. Then I
1%.
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you don't, because you didn't look into it. But and I'm not expecting you to, because there's so
Yeah,
much going on.
because
What
it's
I'm
not because
saying
it's
is,
because it's some fucking Masada
no,
Bond
no,
made
time
up
out, time
shit.
out, time out, David.
You don't
Just
even
listen
know the
to
name of the
me.
club. 1%er club
G
and
GHF funding, GHF aid in Gaza. They're
oh, you're
funding.
talking. Yeah, well, you were saying that the club was named GHF.
No,
Well,
I
no,
said
no, you were doing that. You were saying that's
no.
their. I kept
I
saying,
didn't
what's their
say
name?
that.
And you were going GHF, GHF. I'm going, I don't know what you're fucking talking about,
No,
lady.
no.
I don't.
GHF
Yeah,
is
but
the
then you know what? You should have known better that I didn't give two fucks about the organization. I wanted to know about the club.
okay. The club
I don't care.
is.
I
I
don't
don't know
care
their
about the
name.
aid workers. I don't give two fucks about them or what their name is or what they like to do on Thursdays. I don't give a shit.
David, all
In
right. A great percent of the American mercenaries working
Buffalo.
for the GHF were a biker gang, anti-Muslim, whatever the fuck their name is.
Okay,
I don't know.
sounds like some fucking State
Yeah, it
Department
sounds like a
bullshit.
conspiracy. Yeah. All right.
Well,
Okay, and they just
fuck.
sniped, and yeah, okay. That's just all right. Okay, it doesn't matter who America, U.S. mercenaries, decided to,
I thought
you know,
you were gonna tell me that outlaws were sending them shit.
not outlaws, whatever the hell the biker gang is.
1%
They're
club in
anti-Muslim.
Buffalo, New
Oh, and
York.
they got a Title 11 or something like that tattooed on their chest, tied in with one of the papal popes that are like anti-Muslim.
Yeah, see, that's the problem when we talk
Oh
about
yeah.
we're trying to talk about something and you go off into the weeds about the liberty and papal this and that. And it doesn't have
No. The
anything to do
food
with what
aid,
I'm 1%
David.
or
The
motorcycle
food.
clubs.
No, the 4 from 400 that the U.S. and Israel decided is the only place for food aid. U.S. mercenaries at the site.
Oh, well, I was hoping I was only interested in if it was a biker club. Now I'm
It
totally.
was. It is. It is.
No,
It
it's faggot
was.
shit then.
It
Let's
now.
see. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's all right.
Wait a second. I got your answer right here. In Buffalo, New York, the three clubs that are prominent are Hell's Angels, Pagans, and Outlaws.
No, none of those three.
Oh well, I wanted Outlaws and Hell's Angels to send money to Gaza to kill fucking Khazarians.
None of those
Oh.
are one of the main ones giving food aid. Just stop, David. You
He's
snipe
a El
starving
Chomo.
children. All right. All
I
right.
didn't get to tell him about how he swatted me, but yeah, he. I have that. I have the 911 call for or that my manager had to make, but I think she told him, "Hey, this just doesn't sound like him at all. I don't have any trouble from him." So I think that's only why they sent two officers instead of the fucking SWAT team. But Ricky's idea was to get me killed by Decatur Police Department. So when he did dumb shit on the internet, I gathered some evidence and I sent off information to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, knowing that if they showed up in his house, that they would probably wake him up out of dead sleep, which he always has a pistol near him under his pillow, shit like that, and he would hear all that banging downstairs. Or well, he always stays downstairs. That he would hear him coming in there, and he'd be like, "Oh, somebody's trying to fucking rob me." And they would catch him with his gun in his hand. They'd spray him all over the fucking wall. I was trying to pay him in kind. I was trying to get him killed with a federal agency since I can't do it myself legally. So I sent real evidence, not false evidence. There was. I'm not gonna make up shit to send law enforcement somewhere. Um, I presented my evidence and was hoping that they'd want to go out there and speak to him at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he'd wake up out of a dead sleep with his gun in his hand, and he'd get splattered all over his house. But it didn't work out. So it didn't work out for him, and it didn't work out for me. Just like when Rick goes on about those fucking kids in San Diego. Well, they were young guys. They're for a construction job. They were out of town construction workers. They weren't fucking Marines. How could you say those guys were Marines when they're all scruffy and dirty and shit? Marines don't look like that in their off time. I'm sorry. Um, but that's his narrative. He knows exactly what I was doing, like he did with the pizza boy. He was trying to suck him into a situation where he could legally kill that kid. And it didn't work out. He fucked up and he pulled the gun too quick. And he almost got 14 years in a Texas prison. No, I take that back. No, actually, it would have been 14 years plus that shit he did with Miss Joe. If she would have turned him in, yeah, they would have hit him with the max. And with those young guys that were fucking annoying me and my while I'm doing shit, I was trying to do the same thing. I was out there filming him, and I was on Robert's property. I was never on the sidewalk, so they trespassed onto the property to fucking hit the to commit battery against me, a disabled person, twice, and that's why I was calling him nigger and shit, because I was hoping he'd take a fucking swing at me, and I was gonna literally fucking mash his head into the fucking sidewalk. But it didn't work out that way. And though he did grab me and choke me, that was another one of that. I had a dual purpose. That was either I was either gonna get to legally fucking hurt these people, or by the time the cops got there, they would see them hurting me and they would go to fucking jail. But it didn't work out. Shit happens. That's why Ricky and even Abe's been doing this. That's why they were teasing me about. And it's like, if it was embarrassing to me, why the fuck would I post it? And then they like to say Moshe's bad dubbing job, that I want to grab his fucking dick. Okay, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. I don't know why I let the cop take my phone, but anyway, I tried to pull a Ricky. I tried to either hurt or kill somebody legally, or or get them fucking hemped up. and it didn't work out. So, c'est la vie. But anyway, this stream is way too long and it's going to take fucking days to process. So I'm going to bid all of you adieu.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I'm not hanging up. I'm not hanging up on you. I'm just stopping the